There, maybe? I did that. Hello?
Good evening. Trying to remember how to load raffle files. It's been some time.
You put them in your game folder. So it's Riot Games - League of Legends - game.
That's right.
And then this patch has a nice unique bug where you should play until the character models all load in, and then pause and rewind so that the character models actually show up.
We love unique bugs.
It's just fantastic. Or you could just cast without character models.
That could be a fun experience.
Well, how are you doing tonight, CJ?
I'm not so bad. Long day at work. How about you?
I actually had today off. I used my last 2 days of PTO because my last day at my job is next Friday.
Nice.
So,
What's next?
Doing pretty much the same thing, but for a pharmaceutical company in the summit. So,
Nice.
moving up, getting paid more, better
We
benefits.
like that. Should be all good now. Yeah, there we go. I can see champions.
That's a positive benefit.
I would tend to agree.
I'm trying to do one thing here. Also kind of waiting for people because nobody has talked in chat yet, so I don't know if anybody's live.
Huh. It's a good question.
And I can't find what I'm looking for anyway. Wow, what the fuck? They added like ad controls.
Really? Huh.
Oh, I can set them to autoplay ads every 8 minutes.
Nice.
Yeah, that's definitely a thing. Alright. I'm not gonna turn those on. I've tried to turn off as many ad things as I can. Even though you actually get a pretty good chunk for ads, like, comparatively.
Yeah, it's not bad.
What is this? Do I get anything for this? Okay, now that I've fallen down that rabbit hole a little, I need to find... I can't find it. I have no idea where it is. It's not my affiliate rewards either. Yeah, I have no fucking clue where it is then.
Nice.
I was
What are you
looking
looking for?
I was looking for my host list. I wanted to add Kato to it, because I know that he's not. But I also have no idea where to find that, or if hosts are even still a thing. Maybe it's not. Like, I know I can raid. Maybe that just completely replaced it now.
Is Middlestick's partner or affiliate?
Or affiliate.
Auto host mode is partner only.
Oh, they changed it. Neat. Okay.
Well, that's bullshit.
Alright, well, that answered that question.
Huh. Re.
Huh. Alright, well, in that case, one small order of business, I've realized that our splash here is outdated. So, in order to congratulate a couple of our last couple of teams, we're going to be changing it up very slightly. And now it's changed. Alright. Basically, if you didn't know, the number of stars on our banner underneath our logo equates to the number of championships that Middlesticks has claimed as an organization. So we're up to 9 now, thanks to our UML team winning last split. So congratulations, and thanks to Tendies, No Type We Play, Firelight, Duck Go Bark, and Loker winning that one. And then also our retroactive LRS pre-made victory from last split, thanks to the actual champions not being eligible to play in the league that they played in. So that's kind of neat. So also congrats to them. They got a really cool banner thing in the Legends Discord server. So, you know, some cool stuff. I guess I should shout them out too. It was Vbon 2004 Lexus GX 470, Winged Nation, Boar, and Hulk. So, yeah. That being said, we have games tonight, so let's take a look at those. And first, I'm Maris, and my co-caster is Oath for this first set. Oath, how are you officially doing? Now that I'm
officially, I'm doing great.
Okay, that's what we like to hear. I'm fixing the scoreboard, and then we'll get started here.
Nice.
Because I set up that really shitty slide transition, but didn't do anything else. So, you know, we take those.
We referred to that as production quality.
I wonder, can you see this color? No, not at all. Okay. I'm gonna make them, I guess, like, if that's visible, maybe on the scoreboard. It looks visible to me, but that doesn't mean everything. I might make it just a little bit brighter. There we go. Okay. All right. Our first set is Pain and Panic taking on Divine Ascension Obsidian. You have the game loaded up, I assume. Hopefully there's a
Oh, yeah.
Trundle in the top lane for Tall Guy.
That's correct.
Okay. So yeah, Pain and Panic comes in at 1-1. Divine Ascension Obsidian, I believe, comes in at 2-0. I could have looked at that prior. No, Pain and Panic is 1-0. That's right. There's a weird thing that happened, and then Divine Ascension is also 1-0 because they rescheduled a game for the very end of the season, like the very last day of the season. So I don't know why they did that, but you know, here we are. Yeah, so both teams looking to improve to 2-0 and get, you know, pretty much right on the doorstep of clinching a playoff spot, right? So 3 out of 5 wins will secure it. It'll guarantee you a tiebreaker. 2 can be a tiebreaker in weird situations. But yeah, can we get confirmation that both rosters are eligible for this match? I don't fucking know anymore.
No, you cannot get confirmation of that. I am not going to OPGG all 10 of these players right now. Go away, Brady.
I can guarantee that all 5 on our team are good.
There we go.
Although apparently, Tall Guy is a Smurf, if you ask people.
Well, we knew.
So,
yeah.
Yeah. Let's take a look then. We'll get it started. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, on the bottom side of the rift, wearing the blue health bars for game number 1 is going to be Divine Ascension Origin. In the top lane, Ted Garcia will be playing Silas. KGB, that's clever, playing Jarvan the Fourth in the jungle. Void in the mid lane, playing Corki, and the Pony Goat. And X Corey JJ in the bottom lane will be playing Lucian Brown.
Ah, nice. Over on the red side of the rift, we've got Tall X Guy in the top lane on Trundle. Gid Shade Slayer in the jungle on Volibear. They're stacking, but there's no invade. Poro Flambe in the mid lane on Oriana, and Dream Unforgiven and Matsuro 5 in the bot lane on Misfortune and Rel.
Just pulling out the 5 this time.
None of the middle sticks has Rel. Do we need to watch this game? Can we skip to game 2? It's already over.
Yeah, I mean, imagine giving an ROTM support Rel. Like,
imagine letting ROTM supports play League of Legends. It's kind of unfair, really.
Anyway, I don't notice. There's nothing like super weird about these comps. Like these are
no, not exactly.
Relatively stock standard. We got team fighting on one side. We got like the double marksman comp that exists along with Jarvan. There's no cool tech. There's no like Kiana jungles happening. There's no Zed jungles that apparently exist now. It's
there is still a fair amount of like interesting things that can happen in these team fights. You've got topside Silas. I haven't seen Lucian Braum in a minute, although Braum is getting back into popularity with Ashe, so I'm happy about that. Always one of my favorite characters.
Yeah, I do think it's kind of interesting. Tall Guy opted for the press the attack on top lane Trundle, which means that he's expecting to be kind of aggressive in this matchup. I think a more defensive option would be like Grasp or something like that. But
yeah, Grasp. I've seen. I think I've seen one time a jungle Trundle who went the full support build go Aftershock for the pillar, which was a really interesting decision, but it was a very weird team comp.
Yeah, and they're just gonna beat on each other in the top lane, and everybody's getting low, but Tall Guy has sustain, and Ted Garcia does not, so...
this is very standard top lane gameplay, according to my experiences.
Oh yeah, I had temporarily blacked out that you're just the top laner now, but Gid's gonna flash into mid lane. Void takes a huge chunk of damage, but poor Flambe not quite in the range to follow up. KGB's gonna swing in top lane though, and Tall Guy is in a lot of trouble. He flashes forward for the chomp for first blood, but it's traded back. It is just the solo trade for Ted Garcia, so no assist, nothing for KGB.
That was pretty nice. That was some good damage calculation there on that flash Q. I didn't know if he had it for sure. I thought he was just gonna save flash and accept his death, but that's early first blood gold, and that's Sheen, so definitely a more aggressive start with the PTA for Tall Guy.
Yeah, the chomp plus the PTA proc is a surprising amount of damage early on. It's one of my like kind of pocket junglers I enjoy playing, so it's pretty good right now. I don't know why they buffed him, but you know.
Yeah,
I,
we've been running quite a bit of Trundle jungle actually. I like it. I think it's a really strong pick into a lot of the meta right now.
Yeah, and with Tall Guy playing this, we've also seen it undefeated on Matsuro. Poor Flambe getting a little chunk there, but he'll be okay. And Pony going to be in trouble. He gets knocked up into the stun, and Dream Unforgiven takes the kill in the bottom lane. Another good gank early on from Gid. He's flown through mid, he's flown through bottom lane, and found some success in both places.
Yeah, they had no clue that Gid was just taking Krugs that whole time, and then he gets to wrap around for free when the lane's in the center there, so it's really good awareness on that gank. Metsuro's got the Hex Flash, so he gets to burn Flash there, make sure there's no way Pony Goat's getting out.
Yeah, Tall Guy now with the Sheen can kind of walk up and chomp Ted whenever he wants to. And the sustain that you get from just having minions die near you plus the corrupting potion is kind of insane. I actually really don't like fighting Trundle in top lane. Oh, that was a well-timed flash by poor Flambe. He's out of there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Didn't get over the wall. If KGB wanted to, he could have applied that red buff and actually walked him back to tower, but it's a little bit dangerous with
Oh,
Poro being at
KGB
level
finds Gid
5.
in his jungle. Gid is everywhere, but now maybe in a little bit of trouble as Void and Corey are going to collapse on him. Poro's here just trying to get anything through, but the Braum Shield going to stop the Ori Ball for the time being. Now Matsuro joining his Gid just burning to death, but he'll be fine. And the 280 carries just chilling in bottom lane, hitting some minions together. Never mind, not chilling at all.
Nope, Pony Goat realized that there's nobody here, and he's early game Lucian, so he gets to do that.
Yeah, they're still looking for KGB in his jungle. They know how much they chunked that Jarvan. That's not... he did have his smite to heal back up on the Raptor camp, but kind of continuing to disrupt the timing and the flow of DA... God, I want to call him DOA, because that's like a normal acronym for things, but it's DAO.
Mm-hmm. Here's an interesting practical question. If Trundle ults Silas, and Silas steals Trundle ult and ults Trundle, whose stats are being stolen? Does the stat pool get reduced based on how much is being stolen? Like,
Oh no,
if
KGB!
Trundle's...
Oh no!
Oh no, not like this, man.
Sniped Commander Krug back there, hitting him up. I had to think about whether those were Krugs or not. Yeah.
Trundle steals 40 armor from
Yeah. Anyway,
Silas, and then he ults and he steals a percentage of that armor back. Like,
yeah. So
huh.
I didn't know if you were asking more of like philosophically, like whose armor it's stealing, but
Oh no, I'm very serious. This,
um,
because I'm sure we're gonna have this interaction happen this game.
yeah. So whoever ults first gets the worst of it, like slightly worse.
Yeah,
of it, I would
that
imagine.
makes sense.
But it's yeah.
Both are going to be at least somewhat tankier than they have any right to be in a straight up fight.
Yeah, so that is kind of also interesting. Is the person that ults first would still technically have more armor or more stats than they started with, but they'll have less than the other person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well.
I feel like Trundle gets kind of slept on. It's actually just so effective at removing frontline.
Yeah.
Oh, your Amumu has bandage tossed into 5 people and is Amumu. Oh, but no longer Amumu. He's actually
KGB
paper
gets
mache
spotted
now.
doing the dragon. Gid's on top of him. Unfortunately, the shockwave not quite there, and Gid just
Oh,
getting
no.
called through. KGB finishes him back off. Meanwhile, in the top lane, there is the interaction immediately. Thank you for pointing that one out. And Tall Guy's going to win, gets the solo kill. It's a huge MF ult, but Void is just fine thanks to that Braum shield. They'll get the stun on Pony, though, and be able to finish him off. Matsuro, unfortunately, getting the kill with Ignite. KGB has restarted the dragon for some reason, but it's so hard to escape from people when you're getting tagged by the ocean dragon. That slow is no joke. But that's,
Oh yeah, it's like 40%.
That's a 1-for-1 in the bottom lane, and then the top lane was not a 1-for-1. Tall Guy has asserted his authority up there and now has a 10 CS lead and a kill lead.
Yeah, this Trundle's gonna be pretty scary. I mean, what does he have? Almost enough for... Yeah, he's like, what, 600, 700 off of Divine?
Yeah, unfortunately, there is something resembling a counter to him in this game, where you can throw him into the jacuzzi and just leave him there if he doesn't have flash,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of segment him from his team. But then you're also investing jacuzzi on just segmenting Trundle from his team, so
You're also hoping that you don't have to flag and drag into the jacuzzi, because then you're just in the jacuzzi with a very angry troll. King. King.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah, we're quickly approaching a game state where I think any fight around Dragon favors Return to the Middle Stick. Of course, that objective not going to be up for another couple of minutes, but their bot side's really strong.
that was cheeky. That was a little scary,
Yeah, a
but
little bit.
he's fine, I guess. I Even if he gets spotted in there, I'm pretty sure he's able to flash away at least. Although Braum Lucian is kind of a thing that exists.
Yeah, I mean, you can't W out of that. If you're Matsuro and you do get spotted there, you're expending flash. That's... You don't mess around with the CC of Braum Lucian.
Yeah, Tall Guy just zoning Ted Garcia off of the minion wave. They're going to try to gank him. He steals the Volibear ult just to try and turn a little bit back onto Gid, but he's got the counter Volibear ult that is his own ult, and Ted Garcia, very low, has to dive back in, and Gid finishes him off. That was a little bit mistimed, though. He had KGB in his back pocket. They maybe could have made something of it if he hits the flag and drag on both of them. But as it is, Ted Garcia falls for the third time in this game.
Yeah, I mean, if he just walks out a little bit further, he has equivalent movement speed, so until Volibear Q comes back up, he's probably fine. And then once Volibear ult falls off of Gid, you can maybe burst him with KGB, but that's a pretty heads-up play, and as I can tell you from experience, being chased 2v1 in top lane, you're not really thinking with all faculties.
Yeah, first package was up for Corki, and he uses it just to return to mid lane. Kind of burned
Ghost
it.
to lane.
Yeah, burned it for no offensive purpose, no objective gain for it. So kind of a disappointment. You like to see things start to time up. Like if you grab that first Corki package, maybe you look to set up for that Herald because you can do some nonsense with it. They put a lot
I also
of power
like
in this
seeing
package.
I also like seeing Corki package go bot. Like, that's
That's a lot of knockups. Matsuro not quite able to live, but the bullet time again just kind of ripping through. Everybody down to half health, but Tall Guy is here, starting to bash him down with the club. He'll take 2 kills. Poor Flambe here as well, speeding everybody up. KGB just going to flag and drag over the wall, and Ted Garcia even burned his teleport in a defensive purpose, but there's no defending from that one. It's a 2-for-1 for ROTM in the bottom lane, and not going to gain any extra objectives, though. There's still a minute and a half to go on this Cloud Dragon.
Yeah, I didn't see exactly when Ted Garcia started channeling it, but it felt like he came in pretty late. I mean, granted, tall guy flashed for that first kill that kind of signaled the full retreat from DAO, but even then, it seems like a bit of miscommunication if you're gonna burn TP and Void isn't. Void's kind of just vibing out in mid lane farming.
But yeah, they could not get back to deal with Tall Guy in that teleport. And now 4-1, he's finished up his Divine Sunderer, and he's going to be an issue for pretty much everybody on this team. He can track anybody down. He's tanky enough to survive through it. Get in a little bit of trouble. He started up a cheeky Rift Herald, and he gets caught by DAO on a transition as they did send their bottom lane to top to try to get that numbers advantage. But in the bottom lane, Ted Garcia picking a fight with Matsuro and Dream Unforgiven. He's going to burn all of their summoner spells, but has to burn his ultimate in the process and get back out of there.
It's a little interesting that he opted to steal, I believe, Rel there, trying to lock Dream down long enough to, well...
Oh, big shockwave from
nice
Poro
shockwave.
Flambe trying to stall everything out. Tall Guy is untouched here, just bopping on people. I didn't actually see who got the Rift Herald. I'll have to check in on that. It looks like it does go into the pocket of DAO, but Tall Guy standing strong. He's on a rampage. Poro trying to get out. The Phosphorus Bomb isn't quite there from Void, and so they'll trade Gid for 2 in the Rift Herald. Depending on how the Rift Herald's used, that could potentially be worth it for ROTM.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you lose Gid in the process. You don't get the Herald, but this Trundle isn't getting any smaller. And like you were just mentioning before that fight popped off, there's really not a lot you can do about this. I mean, we mentioned the Jacuzzi play, but that's assuming that you can leave Trundle in there long enough to kill him while he's stuck, and that's assuming he doesn't have flash. There's
Yeah,
not a lot that can really slow him down.
yeah. The traditional way to deal with Trundle is having a lot of hard crowd control, and you've got Braum, which isn't insignificant. He'll have to be the key member, I think, protecting everybody from this Trundle just running over the game. Yeah, he's just getting massaged up here in the top lane by Pony as he's farming. But with the dragon spawning, the 80 carries on the top side of the rift right now with Tall Guy, and this is not looking so great for Pony. He even hit a minion a couple of times in there just to show him he didn't need all of the damage, but Pony gets solo killed by Tall Guy in the top lane. And look, Corey is up there. This dragon is free, but they're going to look for more kills anyway, as Ted Garcia is caught out, getting autoed by Dream. The knockup going to come through from Matsuro into the bullet time, and Ted's got nowhere to go.
I mean, you really gotta wonder. You really have to ask exactly what Ponygoat's doing walking up against Trundle like that. I mean, I get the ranged versus melee mentality, but without Braum there, you have no business being that far up in lane. And that just signals the fact that since there is nobody on that side of the map, Ted Garcia has no business walking up not knowing where the rest of RotM is, because that was a straight 1v1 that happened up in top lane. It's not like they invested any resources into that kill.
Yeah, now the squad for Pain and Panic trying to do this Cloud Dragon, but KGB going to force in the mid lane, looking for Pora Flambe. Shockwave trying to stall the engage, but it's just not quite going to be there for him. Void is going to take the kill as the Dragon goes down in the process. Matsuro looking for his moment as he pulls in Void, he pulls in KGB, gets a big stun. Where's the follow-up? There's Gid jumping in, but there's just no damage coming through for ROTM, and they're going to be forced to back away from this play in mid. So the first kind of negative exchange that we've seen for RTM in a little bit is they lose 2 kills in the mid lane. They do gain a Cloud Dragon, but might have to worry about their mid lane tower as well.
Yeah, no, they're definitely going to lose mid off of that, and I mean, it's just unfortunate. You can see the play, like Matsuro can see the play in his head, but you just burned bullet time in bot lane, your team is fairly far behind you, Dream doesn't have flash, and you're missing your strongest member by leaps and bounds. Like, Tall Guy's just vibing in top lane here.
Yeah,
You can see, even with 3 around him, they don't really want to pick this fight.
yeah, they have to be super careful about the way that they approach him. We saw last week in the Platinum games a Tryndamere get kind of in the same situation where it required so much investment to try to take him down, and now this one feels a little bit better for RotM as it's on it's on our team, but the Trundle, no joke. He can take down multiple people if they don't layer their CC correctly.
And you can see he's moving into this complementary build for the fact that he's taken PTA and he's so far ahead, going to be picking up the Titanics pretty soon. So with the Titanic on top of the Divine, I mean, Strundle's already a pretty decent split pushing threat, but he's just going to melt towers almost as fast as aforementioned Tryndamere does.
Kind of interesting Dream going for the same Kraken Slayer build that we saw him in week 1, but Ted and Tall Guy gonna fight, and this does not go well for Ted. He's healing up a lot, but it just does not matter in the end as Tall Guy finishes him off for his 7th kill of the game. And with Matsuro here, there's really no way that anybody can contest this. Oh, Pony walking into the minion wave. Dream not gonna be able to punish him too hard for that, but Tall Guy just ignoring everything and chomping the tower a little.
Even if Matsuro's not there, one of the benefits that Tall Guy has is, there's the Jacuzzi experience.
Oh, the pillar actually interrupted the flag and drag. Matsuro's going in just to try to finish him off. One more auto. Well, that was actually a worse part that would have happened if he just died to the Rel auto. But, the 1-for-1 trade for KGB, it's going to force Tall Guy to at least have to recall so he won't grab that tower for the time being.
Yeah, and I can see what he's going for there. If he gets the if Matsuro isn't still hanging around and he gets the Jacuzzi damage and forces that recall without dying, it's actually really good because you're stopping some extra gold from going into RotM's pocket, and you're making it so that the minion wave in top has a bit more of a buffer. But
Whose healing is Braum trying to prevent, by the way?
uh, maybe
Maybe Tallguy? Okay.
Trundles. Yeah, I have to assume he's really the only one who gets enough out of Sunderer for it to be considered like extra healing. Also with PTA, he almost certainly has the Triumph.
Yeah, I mean his pass, like it's enough, but it's also weird because you're not gonna be fighting Trundle as Braum.
Mm-hmm.
Like
And it's not active. Well, I guess they do have it on Ponygoat. He has an active way of applying Grievous Wounds, which is also kind of interesting that you pit stopped after Kraken for Executioners into this team. It feels like Armor Pen would have been more of a priority, right?
yeah, I that's what I would imagine, but Pony gonna just cull through. Dream is very low. He's gonna get taken down in the jacuzzi. A little too hot for him as they get the kill. Kind of leaving their AD carryout to dry in the mid lane, but in the meantime, the top lane not looking so hot for DAO as Sheila's here to crash into the inhibitor tower. Oh, Tall Guy just doesn't care. They're looking to full commit for this dive. I Tall Guy just jumping in. Okay, we can fight. No, we can't fight them. I'm out. Anyway, Gid, you're dead. Bye. See ya.
Yeah, it might have been a bit of miscommunication there. Get ults to turn off the tower that no longer exists, and Tall Guy's like, all right, thanks for the vote of confidence, but I'm just here for the structure, my guy.
Dragon
And
is up, but neither team can really do anything about it in any
not
real
exactly,
sense.
no.
Yeah, RotM doesn't want to start it up because there's a jungler with Smiter. God, Tall Guy just mercy on the structures. It's gone.
False. No mercy on the structures, in fact.
He's got teleport to join if he needs to, and he's pulled 2 up to this top lane. Or he could just end the game by himself. You know, whatever he's
I
feeling.
mean, can these two actually stop him is the real question.
Metsuru is looking for the engage over the wall. Has some players in his back pocket. Dream getting a couple of autos down, but it should be the dragon focus for ROTM. It would put them on soul point, and if they can get a cheeky ward back behind. Oh, look at these wards right now. Look at how DAO is funneling in. This could be a big teleport for Tall Guy as he's coming in. Matsuro not able to find the engage. He's going to fall, and so is Poro. Fight not going super well to start off with. They focus everything on Tall Guy, and it's a huge shutdown to Pony Goat. And actually, that's a pretty wrong fight for ROTM. Dream trying to turn it around, but Ted Garcia does enough damage to maybe finish him off. That was a little scarier than it should have been, but eventually falls, and the dragon for DAO, and the game kind of turns on that. It's a 4,000 gold lead now for ROTM. We'll see if DAO can pick up anything else. They seem to be in two minds about this, whether they want to manage waves or go to Baron, and it seems like they've
I think,
decided on waves.
yeah, I think the answer is waves. They're gonna try and get something mid here, but no, even then Ponygoat's backing off. But you're right, that is a huge shutdown going over to the Lucian of all players to give that to. And it just a little bit of mispositioning and mistiming on the fight and the TP combination.
Yeah, I didn't see what happened to Poro and uh, get on the backside of the fight, but Matsuro
Hard
kind of
dove
got
by package.
melted, and then yeah, it just was a little disjointed, and that caused the issues.
I mean, for that, I guess it had to have been a shield bow thing. I was gonna say after the package into basically what is the entire team, Void lived for way longer than it felt like Corki has the right to live there.
Yeah, Ponygoat got that shutdown. He hasn't spent yet. I was
No,
like,
he has. Yeah, he has not backed yet.
I was thinking all he had to show for it was his 2 long swords, and that didn't feel quite like the big
Nope.
shutdown.
Full
Okay.
Lord Doms, in fact. Which there's the armor pen that we were asking for.
Yeah.
So good to see he's not losing points to Boris for that.
Yep. And the Manamune as well for Corki. This is pretty big spikes right now for DAO. There's matching items coming through for ROTM, but they're just not quite there yet. No, Gid not quite to. I'm assuming that's going to be a Sterix gauge. Dream
Hmm.
not quite to his item. Is that a Bloodthirster? I'm just not sure. Tall Guy has a Hull Breaker, though, and he is not afraid to just be in a side lane right now. No teleport to join, so this is a pure bait as Matsuro goes in. Shockwave only going to pull in Corey as they focus down the Braum. They will finish him off to start off the fight. Teleport coming in now from Ted. Oh, the pillar not quite there in time as Ted finishes it in. They'll knock him back. It's a double kill, though, for Poro Flambe. And now from the side, Gid looking for the re-engage. Pony kind of being herded off, but KGB throws just Poro into the jacuzzi. He'll EQ back out. Gid just tearing through. This is a super weird fight. It's just one at a time, people using abilities, but nobody's falling. Meanwhile, Hullbreaker Trundle has taken another tower and is going to focus on this inhibitor tower as well.
Yeah, the problem with that is they actually got the TP in and then lost the 5v4. So Trundle in side lane is just being Trundle in side lane while they take Baron, which I really like the opportunity. I really like the option for Pain and Panic to go immediately for Baron right after the Hullbreaker spike comes in, because no matter what happens, you're getting value out of this play.
Yeah, so Baron will fall shortly, secured by Gid, and now, very much in the driver's seat. They have the purple buff. They have Hullbreaker Trundle. They got a lot going for them right now, and it's going to be tough to stop for DAO.
Yeah,
Plus,
especially with.
sorry.
Go ahead.
I was going to say they won that fight off of their item spikes, right? Like we had just finished mentioning that they didn't have all of the items they need. Well, now look at the completions as they finish up. Poro Flambe finishes off his Archangels. He gets a Blighting Jewel, I think is the correct one.
Yep.
And then the Bloodthirster for Dream as well. Like, there's the Sterix for Gid. Like, all of the 2 item spikes line up now with the Baron buff on, and that's going to be even scarier for DAO to deal with now that they're off of their spikes.
I'm not a massive fan of the Bloodthirster second item for MF. I feel like they're far enough ahead that it's probably not going to matter, but cracking into Bloodthirster doesn't feel like it accomplishes exactly what you would expect her to do this game.
It's like the reverse of the normal crit build, but the engage coming through from KGB gets the double knockup. They're going to take down Poro to start off the fight. Pony's going to fall, though, as the Lucian. I don't know why he was so far in. Dream is just trading autos. The Bloodthirster coming in clutch on the heel there on KGB. He's burning a little bit to Red Smite. Tall Guy's teleported in and looking for the re-engage potentially, or maybe just towers. He doesn't care about any of that. They'll walk on through the inhibitor tower. The Smite onto Void forces him to flash away. They get the knockup. They'll bop him around. They do finish off Dream on the backside of the fight, and now this is looking okay for DAO, but it's all falling apart very quickly as the re-engage comes through. Gid falls. They'll trade for Ted, but Tall Guy is so strong. It's just Tall Guy and Matsuro walking into the enemy base. It's a double kill for the Trundle. Corey playing a little ring around the rosy with the blast cone there, but in the end, ROTM comes out ahead. The teleport in from Poro Flambe will mean that they'll secure the inhibitor turret. I don't know that they'll be able to push for the inhibitor, although Tall Guy seems very unperturbed by this. Now stunned up, getting in trouble, but the Shockwave will trade 1-for-1 again. Matsuro onto KGB, but the auto attacks coming through from Pony are going to be too much, and it'll force DAO back out. Poro has to retreat. Maybe he's still looking for a little bit more. KGB not able to hit the Flagon Dragon. He's going to pay for that one. A 1v1 on the map currently with the 2 mid laners, but we're not going to see any more coming from there. Gid and Dream have also respawned now. They're headed toward the Dragon, and that feels like the more correct choice from Pain and Panic.
Yeah, I think most definitely the right call to back off there. I actually am not a huge fan of the TP in, just because Ponygoat's respawning, and that's like the only character that really kills people on the side of DAO. You're also opting into a 3v3, even though Braum's super chunked, it's Braum. But it doesn't end up hurting them too much.
Yeah, now 2 undefended inhibitors, so they have some objectives on the map that they can at least kind of poke their way towards, see if they can find anything. Normally this would be a big lull period, but because they were able to grab that turret, they can look for a little bit more play on the map. That was funny, just launching Poro. But yeah, we'll see where Pain and Panic want to go. They have a lot of options available to them right now.
Yeah, and with these item completions that we mentioned, especially I really love the fact that Matsuro opts for stopwatch this early on Rel. It's one of my favorite things that he does.
Oh, they're looking for the engage. It's a big Jarvan combo, and the Silas Ethel just tears through Dreamfalls. It's a double kill for KGB on the backside. Gid trying to find anything that he can, but he's just not able to get in and really help out. So a big fight win for DAO, but there's no objective for them to get right now. And Tall Guy is just continuing to roll through the base. He'll get the counter subjugate. He'll just bop down the tower, now in a 1v3, trying to fight his way out, but it's just not quite going to be there. But again, the structures continue to fall for Pain and Panic. They'll grab the inhibitor tower on the bottom side and now have all of that open. In that fight, while it was nice to get the teamfight win, again, there's just no objective available. No Baron, no Dragon. So it just continues to stall the game, throw a little bit of gold back into their pocket, but I don't know the ultimate value of that fight win.
It gets you some gold. It gets you some time without RotM on map to get some vision back. As you can see, Corey's clearing more of the top side. But you're right. There's no like neutral objective that they get to walk out of. That they get to walk out to and actually like put up a good contest for.
Yeah, I mean, even the Scuttle Crab there is currently in favor of ROTM, so there's not even like the neutral jungle camp. They couldn't really invade and get camps as well. It's just kind of a wash on that one. It again, it's like 2,000, 3,000 gold, but eh. I don't want to undersell that, but I don't want to oversell it at all either. Yeah. RTM gonna group up and look for this Baron play. Tall Guy again returned to the bottom lane. He's got teleport available. So does Ted Garcia. So does Void. I'm kind of interested in why he's not separated, trying to push that top lane maybe just to get something for DAO.
Yeah, that's a little bit surprising. Tall Guy's going in the bot lane, so
Yeah, Tall Guy
this fight
is,
might signal another fight.
Yeah, Tall Guy is just beating down Ted Garcia. He gets a lot of healing after the fact from that subjugate, but it's not really gonna matter. He's just a big troll, and he beats him with a club. The Trundle experience. Corey, looking for the defensive Braum ult. It's a big shockwave into the Rel ult on the top side. The two AD carries just trade for each other. The Jacuzzi is good as Void trying to do a lot of damage on the backside. It's just Matsuro and Gid here, but in the meantime, the inhibitor is going to fall, and even RTM winning the fight in the jungle means that the space isn't long for the world. Tall Guy on top of it. KGB the only one alive to try to defend, and he's recalling in his own jungle right now, and he's not even going to get back before the Nexus falls for game number 1.
Yeah, that's a good summation to the type of dominance we got out of RotM in game 1. 1v1 in the bot lane, win for RotM. 4v4 in the topside jungle, win for RotM.
Yeah.
We'll have to see if DAO can make any adjustments in draft. Maybe you don't let Trundle through, or maybe you don't play Silas into it. I'm not exactly sure what the answer is, but there needs to be one.
Yeah, so back to the drawing board a little bit for Divine Ascension, and we'll see what they come up with for game number 2. Give us just a second to load it up. Alright, what's the other one? Is it... It's 174? I need to clean out my Raffle folder here. I've got so many replays. So I kind of hate, we had on the stream the new graphic made um, for like the overlay with the esports timers involved, but you literally can't do esports timers when it's from replay, which I think is just bizarre. So I just have the regular objective timers. It's very sad. Alright. Do you have the game loaded up?
Yep.
I think oh. I didn't know if I'd lost CJ.
Not quite. Can't get rid of me that easily. I'm really upset at the, I don't know if this is a bug or if they changed the number of timers that they give you when you hit in spectator, or in replay.
Yeah?
I just get a blue and a red dragon icon, which I assume are just blue and red buff, and then Rift Herald, which goes away.
Oh. I still have all of them.
Okay, then yeah, my shit's bugged. Sad.
Yeah, so I have all of them, but I don't want them because I want the esports timers, which are in the top corners. So I just have these weird boxes on the stream that if I was casting live, they'd have stuff in them, but...
Yeah, good point. Alright, are we ready?
No, I have to fix the scoreboard, sorry.
And
Okay, now I'm ready. Alright. Okay, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 2, between RotM Pain and Panic and Divine Ascension Obsidian. I want to call him Dragon Age Origin so bad. Alright, we'll start it. 3, 2, 1, go. This is very strange. Hopefully everything is fine. They're gonna start moving.
I'm having a similar experience. Oh, okay, they started moving.
Are you missing character models, or?
Nope.
Oh.
No, I'm not. They're just glitching a little bit. It's probably fine. I'm gonna ignore it.
Okay. On the bottom side of the rift is Return the Middlesticks Pain and Panic, Tall X Guy in the top lane on Irelia, Gid Shadeslayer in the jungle on Diana, Pora Flambe in the mid lane playing Kale, and Dream Unforgiven and Matsuro 5 in the bottom lane playing Tristana Karma. I would have made a mathematical formula for 5, but don't have time because the invade coming on from DAO, and it just is going to get spotted, and that's going to be everything. Gid looks like it's going to start the enemy's red buff. Right.
Yeah, I like the idea from Dream to hug Dragon Wall there. One of the benefits of Nautilus Hook is that the hitbox is ridiculous, but it also applies to the terrain, which he can also clip onto, so good job there. The invading party, made up of Ted Garcia and Yasuo in the top lane, KGB returning as Jarvan in the jungle, Void on Syndra in the mid lane, and the Pony Goat and X Corey JJ on Ziggs Nautilus bot lane.
What? Okay, so I can't see KGB's auto attacks.
Nice.
I can't see anybody's auto attacks. All right, nice.
Nice.
All right, I'm gonna pause and we're gonna go back 15 seconds because that's a thing that we can do.
I like that decision. Just give me a time sync.
Okay, 135.
Listen. We'll see. There, yeah. 135.
Okay.
Good.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, we got autos. We did it. Let's go. This is
absolutely massive.
This is the fun bug that happened this patch, by the way. So if you don't go back at the start of the game, none of the character models load in. You can just see like passive effects. But then I don't know what happens, but sometimes the auto attacks don't load either. It's very fun.
It's theater of the mind. You imagine the auto attacks.
Yeah. Um, it does make for a very strange viewing and casting experience to not see the auto attacks though, and maybe we shouldn't go avant-garde. Uh, but why would we want a client that works? Instead, we're getting a Riot Games launcher though. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, I saw the I saw the article, and I mean it's Riot. I don't expect to see that until after I've quit most of my video gaming experience. But I'm glad that the next generation will have what we did not.
It sounded like they were gonna have it for like this year, but I don't know. Anyway,
Right. I mean they aren't Blizzard. So it's entirely possible that when they announce something, it does come out within a reasonable time frame.
still waiting on the fighting game though.
Yeah, same.
Ted Garcia gonna get ganked in the top lane. Gid trading some autos into him, and that's kind of all that happened up there.
We say ganked in the top lane. More accurately, Gid's gonna lose half of his health to early game Yasuo and do basically no damage, which feels like early game Yasuo. For some reason, that's a thing.
Yeah, I don't know. These champion picks feel kind of weird. The only attack damage on DAO is going to be this Yasuo in the top lane. Everything else is pretty much strictly magic damage. I guess maybe KGB buys some cheeky AD. Maybe this is more mixed than I'm giving it credit for. It still feels kind of like a weird mishmash of champions to have.
A lot of base damage coming out of Jarvan, but yeah, you're kind of right. I mean, it feels pretty easy to itemize this game.
Yeah.
That was much more successful.
Yep. Matsuro gonna get hooked up. KGB looking for it, but gonna get exhausted immediately. Dream has to walk through the minefield, but fortunately for him, will live thanks to his heal and the quick exhaust from Matsuro to make sure that KGB didn't get any more damage. So Dream will have to head back to base, unfortunately. And he's falling pretty far behind in CS. If he can maintain the CS deficit for a while, it won't be a big issue, but if it continues to extend, there might be some hard times down here in the bottom lane.
Yeah, I mean, just playing into Nautilus Ziggs is really oppressive. Much more oppressive than people give it credit for.
Yeah, tall guy.
That felt like some standard Aurelia with no items damage.
Yeah. Did you know right now that Irelia is the highest win rate champion in ARAM?
Really?
Kind of
does she get the same bullshit buff that Kali does, or?
No, I'm pretty sure it's like very minimal buff if she gets one.
Like the 5% one?
Yeah, they just continue to buff this champion, and
well, I mean, they spent so many years of League of Legends nerfing that champion early on that it feels somewhat deserved, probably.
Yeah, I just think when you think ARAM champion, Irelia usually isn't the first one that comes to mind, but it's just like all of these buffs keep coming through, and she kept her ARAM buff for some reason at the same level, so she just does a billion damage. But so does Ted Garcia in the top lane. He hits level 6, looking for the knock-up, and he'll find it for first blood. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, Dream going to get hooked in. Big focus coming out from KGB toward this bottom lane. A lot of damage, though, being traded back thanks to that auto attack. The explosive shot isn't going to... I'm losing my words. I'm sorry. I don't know why. But the explosive shot isn't going to finish him off. And... yeah, this early game's looking a little bit rough for Pain and Panic, but they scale. And I'm not memeing. They do.
No, they actually, unironically, they scale. Like, they've selected Kale Mid, who's somehow not at a CS deficit against early game Syndra. What has Void been up to? That's weird. She doesn't have ranged autos before 6.
Yeah. Oh, Gid is going in for the steal. He got it to 77, but wasn't able to finish off the dragon. Matsuro going to be left out to dry as well. That's not the kind of play you make when you're just trying to scale into the game, but
Yeah, that. Oh man, I was just about to say props to Poro Flambe for farming super well and for RotM accepting the fact that they've picked a passive comp and playing
oh,
passively, and then oh, that was a nice wind
yeah,
wall.
that was such a good wind wall. It's not going to
I think
matter
he
though
still
because the
loses
auto
this.
attacks. Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. But by the way, the only actual item that Tall Guy has in inventory is plated. That's not bonus damage. That's just the character Aurelia at level 7 currently.
Um, yeah, the steel caps though are actually pretty noteworthy in this case though, as
Oh, very helpful. Yes.
Ted
Just
Garcia has, as you look in his inventory, he just bought that longsword, so he had, you know, Doran's Blade in inventory for damage. It was just auto attacks that were doing significantly less damage. And Tall Guy's now trying to do a Tendy's 1v2, but he gets knocked up and taken down. Corey's going to take that kill, unfortunately, for Ted. It's really weird casting people with normal names, because
uh-huh.
it like takes me back to casting hockey, and I just feel like they should be last names rather than calling them by first names. Which I guess I could just call him Garcia. Like there's nothing stopping me from doing that. But yeah. Anyway.
Do we then assume that JJ is Corey's last name? So we just get Garcia and JJ? Because I'm
Um,
okay with that.
yeah. So you know not to. You're not supposed to trust men with two first names
Yeah, good point.
though.
Which begs the
Metsuro.
question, do we implicitly trust Corey?
He did just steal a kill from his top lane. That was a really good gank escape, by the way, from Dream and Matsuro that
Yeah, it was.
just kind of got no commentary with it. But like actually really well done by them to escape that. And they've been under pretty withering pressure down in this bottom lane. Dream paying for it with his CS, but maybe going to find a kill as he jumps onto Pony, gets the Buster shot and the solo kill for the Tristana.
That's a nice cheeky play. He's just alcove gaming, and I love seeing that.
Yeah, Dream the Alcove Gamer getting the solo kill. That's fantastic. You love that. It's a perfect 5 out of 7. Is that meme still relevant? Probably not.
It's not. It may not be relevant, but it is appreciated.
Tall Guy getting ganked now. KGB has realized that there are two other lanes on the map, and now he's up in the top lane, and it's not going so well for him. That's a solo kill for Tall Guy. Meanwhile, Poro in the mid lane gets ganked by Corey. The roaming from DAO is actually fantastic. They'll finish off Poro, but Ted in trouble. Tall Guy dashes through the wind wall, trying to get back, and it's the W for the kill. Gid, meanwhile, has not had to do anything other than farm that Rift Herald. He'll drop it up in the top lane for some extra money. But Tall Guy with the 1v2 in the top lane.
Yeah, and okay, he has a Sheen.
Mhm.
I was gonna make more comments about Aurelia, but I don't get to now. Curses.
Yeah. Dare I say Tendy's light up in the top lane currently. This also looks like Tendy's. Excellent.
You did not have to do him like that.
God, I haven't casted a Tendy's game in a minute. I hope he's doing all right. He's probably not watching. Maybe I'll check in with him. Anyway, it's 6-4. It's a small lead for DAO, but not as big as you'd expect given the amount of roaming that we've seen out of Corey and out of KGB.
And the amount of just early game power. I mean, you've got Jarvan, you've got Nautilus. Ziggs really isn't even that much of a slouch early. I mean, he's way better once he gets items, but this should be a pretty lethal combination of characters for the first 15 minutes of the game, and they've really racked up very little for how much time they've spent not in their respective lanes.
Yeah, I really like what Poro's doing, by the way. This Wit's End first for Kale. Going to be pretty high value. Why is Ted...
Nope, don't question it.
All right.
It's early game Yasuo getting red buff. It's fairly standard. Ignore the fact that he's in not his red buff quadrant of the jungle, and he's top.
Yeah. Matsuro in a little bit of trouble, though. They burned a lot of their engaged tools. He dodges just out to the outer ring. Unfortunately, still has the happy feet. The auto attack from Pony Goat is unfortunately too much for him. He played that so well until the final thing that, unfortunately, you can't dodge an auto attack. But that'll open up Dragon number 2 for DAO, and that's a little bit scary. That definitely gives them... Oh, that was such a good satchel. But now Gid is here looking for Pony Goat. He'll finish him off. Meanwhile, Poro in the mid lane just, trying to exist. He's level 9 now. Everybody get your Kale timers out. He's at 9 of 16.
I think the current strategy for DAO is to just pretend that Aurelia does not exist, and we'll deal with that problem later. Because Tall Guy's at 2nd tier, and he's kind of just been up there farming. He's got about a 3-wave lead now.
Yeah, I'm imagining Garcia just in chat, like, I'm tilted. I'm gonna go grab red buff. Like, he went for the invade. He went to go help with the dragon, but now he's just back to the familiar problems. Tall Guy just continuing to do what he wants in this top lane. He'll take an extra couple of tower shots, but Matsuro's here to help him out. The dash forward, the autos, he's got the flash just out to safety, but Matsuro follows him up with the flash Q on the Karma, and now Karma's got the red buff. Just what you wanted.
I mean, anything to slow people down and keep them in tether range, it's
Gid stuck
fine,
into
right?
the jacuzzi, but he gets the Kale ult on the tower. That was actually so good. It keeps him alive. They almost finish off KGB in the process. That was really well done.
Pain and Panic's ability to absorb early game pressure is really kind of firing on all cylinders here. They've gotten away from multiple ganks, multiple roams. They seem to have all the resources necessary every time DAO wants to do anything.
Yeah, it's been really good so far. They're continuing to scale up. It'd be nice, to see more CS on Dream, to start seeing those kills come in. But for now, they're in a pretty good spot. Like, up in gold, down in dragons. Like, you really can't ask for too much more as the scaling team.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, once Tall Guy starts joining these fights, first character in the game, well, I guess Void counts. One of only 2 characters in the game with a mythic already.
Yeah, Poro's finished up an item, and so has Gid, but they're not mythics, so I guess they don't count.
Correct.
That's kind of interesting. Is the Nashor's Rush normal on Diana? I guess that's just the single best item on Diana, but...
Probably is, and I mean...
I still feel like normally you go for a Proto Belt or a Night Harvester first. I don't know.
I mean, it gives you quite a bit of upfront AP on top of the fact that it helps early clear, so I don't hate it. I feel like if you don't need a different option, it's totally fine to go for first.
Yeah, I was surprised. Somebody just mentioned that it was 100 AP the other day, and that kind of blew my mind. Like, why is Nashor's a full 100? But anyway, Void is here in the bottom lane, looking to continue just pounding this bottom lane. The tower down to about half health. It will be executed here by Pony Goat, but they didn't get a huge amount of plates for it. Corey's trying to force this engage. He's got the ultimate available if he needs it. Pony Goat just did not execute the tower at any point. Instead, he tanked it for a while. They finish it off, but now they can't really continue this push.
Which is a little bit unfortunate, because
Dream saw his moment, but he gets knocked away by the satchel charge. The Buster Shot trying to keep him safe right into the center of the Mega Inferno Bomb, but it just doesn't matter. Gid is here just forcing DAO to scatter, but that's all you really need. You just needed to play defensive. They even get the flash out of Void. You'll take whatever you can get. Matsuro has to be a little bit careful here. The autos, the satchel, not quite enough damage. The bouncing bomb isn't going to hit him, apparently. KGB just going to walk forward and throw Poro Flambe into the jacuzzi. Meanwhile, Gid has found Corey somehow on the side. Void taken a little bit low, gets pulled in by the Moonfall. Only a little bit of damage there as he dashes forward. That's a second dash. So now doesn't have another one to go through, but he'll trade himself for Void. Meanwhile, Matsuro just fighting with Corey up on the top side. Corey, I don't think he really has to be intimidated by this Karma, but now he does, that he misses his hook. Tall Guy in the wings. As Matsuro still continuing to walk his way forward with 200 health. He's going to eventually get taken down by Ted Garcia, but Tall Guy is here. He'll grab one to start off with. Can he tank through? He cannot. It's a double kill for Ted, and game kind of exploded there. It probably isn't done. Poro Flambe is here looking for it. He's just going to channel the ultimate, force the flash out of Pony Goat. He gets the counter flash, but now Ted is here to maybe pick up his third kill. He dashes to the minions. The tornado isn't there. Is he out? There's no... All right. Well, you know.
This is what I come to gold games for. This is why I love casting my own elo, because whenever the game turns into this state where it's see champion, kill champion, I love not being the play-by-play caster for starters. That's what I love. Because I just kind of get to give my vocal cords a break and watch the chaos unfold.
I also really like Poro. Like, they kicked me out of mid lane. I'll just go top lane and farm. See you guys. Like, gotta get my KO levels on. Matsuro gonna get spotted over the wall, but KGB can't really do anything. They picked up their third dragon, which is actually fairly important. The Mountain Soul, while not game winning in the way that I think like an Ocean or an Infernal Soul would be against this composition, is going to stall out the eventual power spike a little bit. It'll mean that Dream and Poro Flambe will have to get, maybe another item to chew through that Mountain Shield to make up for that gold count. But yeah, this is a game state that is very interesting. There's 5 people on this Rift Herald that essentially doesn't matter. And meanwhile, they're losing their mid lane tower for it. They lost tier 1. They're losing about half of the health on tier 2. Mega Inferno Bomb over the wall isn't going to do it, but the Nautilus ultimate does. They'll take down Gid on the top side. Or on the, I guess that is the top side of the fight. Tall guy trying to scrap with 3. Almost finishes off Ted. Now Dream is rocket jumping in, but has to heal and try to run away. Poro, Matsuro, and Dream headed out of the fight, but 2 for 1 isn't as bad as that could have gone in that situation.
No, it's really not. I mean, especially for the number of resources blown there. KGB flashed, Ted Garcia flashed to get in range of the Nautilus knockup on Diana. So he flashed the Raptor Pit wall just so that he could ult. It feels like...
Ooh, that wind wall was pretty good, but the Kale ult is still available. Ted Garcia just getting chunked through, and Poro Flambe picks up his second kill of the game. An important milestone for him is he's starting to get online. And when he hits a point that just can't be ignored is when you know that the game is going to get out of reach. Gid picks up 1, he speed races back through, even pulls Nautilus out of the ultimate with the Moonfall. He'll finish off Nautilus. Dream is low, and so is Matsuro, but Gid still continuing to push his way through. Does he have the dash? He's got the shields from his W. KGB getting low. The Cinder ult will finish him off. Dream and Matsuro maybe bit off a little more than they can chew. The rocket jump over the wall. Matsuro trying to walk his Jarvan back out. The EQ. Not quite going to knock him up, but KGB will eventually maybe be able to track him down. He's got the Mantra E for the speed boost. But yeah, KGB is just faster, unfortunately, at this point. The Dragonlance will pick that one up, but Tall Guy in the bottom lane, autoing down some towers. We're still not done because in comes KGB looking to re-engage. No, he's not. All right. Analysis time.
Analyze what? We're not doing anything. We have summoners. We're using them to kill people. Combat. There's your analysis.
Excellent. Sheila's available for Divine Ascension, should they want to use it. Top lane would be kind of a normal looking target. They could maybe pressure in mid and look at a Baron. I don't know that they do that very quickly, seeing as they don't have a ranged AD carry character.
Yeah, the nice thing about Sheila post plates is that if Ziggs is anywhere in the vicinity, it's just a tower. Like it's a full tower. You don't have to wait on it. Dream, you don't want that, my guy.
That's the AD carry gameplay right there. Oh my god, he got popped in the air in the middle of his rocket jump.
Oh no.
I really liked. So he spotted Corey, and he throws the. He commits an E and 3 auto attacks, doesn't break his shield, and dies. Like that's the full AD carry experience at 21 minutes.
Yeah, his first death. He's not like insanely farmed, but the third auto would have at least procced Kraken. Not that Corey cares.
So what's really impressive about that is it is his first death. Tall Guy, meanwhile. This will not be his first death, but he's trying to take as many people with him as he can. He gets the heals back up, trying to look for KGB, but not able to find him. Yeah, not quite able to win the 4v1 just yet. Poor Flambe just going to auto down. He has some damage. He's getting there. Now 3-1 on the Kale.
I have to assume that there's no way Ted Garcia has Wind Wall there. Because it would have at least bought a little bit more time than he had to not die. Also, is Mortal Reminder full second normal? Wait, why am I asking that question? I play Yasuo. Full Mortal Reminder second is not normal.
Okay. Glad that we're clear on that one. They are going to drop Sheila in mid lane, but Pony has to flash away Dream. Dream actually almost killed him. Like, that was a very impressive amount of damage. Tall Guy is going to finish the job as he just walks in and dashes on him. Now Dream starting to do some damage. It's stacking up a little bit with that Kraken Slayer. Unfortunately, Matsuro going to die over the wall, but they'll trade for Void. Gid, meanwhile, is split pushing top lane. I don't know why he's up there, but, you know. Oh, all right. Nautilus flashed, and now there's a dragon. They have to be careful, though. KGB is in the vicinity. He has the smite ability, and they don't have one. But they finish it off before he can get in. So that was well timed. Oh, they didn't quite get the slow. Poro's just going to flash the wall and look for him. Not able to find the Q for the slow. Force the flash out of KGB in return. He's very intimidating right now on the Kale. He's level 13, or almost to that level 16 timer.
And to bring a little bit more, like, big picture back into this game, as we kind of seem to have left that completely behind, you said it. I mean, RotM has the scale in comp. They're not actually behind. They're up in gold. They're still facing down Soul Point, but they don't seem to be super worried about that. It could have been Soul right there, but KGB did not put 2 and 2 together that he just kind of gets that dragon by default of existing and gets pushing top. But yeah, the Kale is massive. The Aurelia is massive. You don't really have to worry about the rest of the members, as they all have their own fairly decent escape tools.
Yeah. Quietly, somehow they've killed 5 towers. Like, the towers in top lane have just melted off of the map, and that kind of went, like, off screen almost, which is very strange to think about. But there's a potential, like, split pushing thread if Tall Guy wants to go up there. Again, there's so many options available to RotM, and it feels like DAO are just running out of them. This is one of them. Ted is going to teleport in, and now the 5-stack is almost all together here for Divine Ascension. It's not here for RotM. They just kind of chase him off of the vision, and that's going to be all that they gain for that teleport.
Yeah, and they didn't chase them off of the vision for very long, because as soon as they teleported everyone there, Corey backs out to get more vision. Syndra goes up to farm top wave.
Yeah, you do kind of have this issue as ROTM now, is how do you initiate fights? I mean, maybe Gid just dashes into the enemy team. He doesn't hate doing that, so I guess that's reliable enough.
It appears reliable enough,
it?
and I mean, yeah, for sure.
All right.
Definitely lock it time. Tall Guy also has a penchant for doing that, and Aurelia ult is almost as good as Diana ult in some cases, depending on the corridor. Because we have to assume it's going to be a corridor, right? There's no way RotM just runs straight down lane at somebody.
Yeah, that doesn't feel like it would be a winning fight. It's a much more traditional team fighting comp for DAO if you ignore the fact that Yasuo is the AD carry. And even if you do, like, everybody has a knock-up to enable him. It's been kind of strange that he's kind of singled out, the Nautilus ultimate to go on, when you can get, like, multi-man knockups with the Syndra or the Jarvan EQ.
Even Satchel is a pretty good one because of the range, and you don't really expect it.
Oh
so
my god!
Most teams aren't looking.
Just
oh,
assassinates Void in the top lane. All right, well.
I mean, if you were gonna pick a time to go Baron, Tall Guy's TP is what, couple of seconds?
Yeah, that's probably 15 or so if I had to guess.
It's 31.
That's more than I would have thought. All right.
Yeah, well, it's a 5-minute. Is it 5 or 6? I don't remember. Ignore the fact that I'm a top lane player who takes TP every
Yeah.
game. I don't know the timer.
Yeah. Also, DAO have 3 teleports, and I don't know that they've used them to make like a coordinated play at any point in this game.
Not really. Not that I've noticed, at least. I mean, there have been quite a few teleports to speak of, but nothing resembling coordination, for sure.
Yeah, our team just gonna jump on this. With
Baron time.
Tristana and Kale, this does not live for very long. Irelia has drawn 3 people to that side of the map. Now in comes the Mega Inferno Bomb. Matsuro's very low. He's got to be pretty careful. It's 5,000 health. They're not chunking through it as quickly as maybe they'd want to. Tall Guy has resumed his rampage against towers. Um, man just really hates turrets. I don't know why. That CC coming through onto Poor Flambe, going to force him into the ultimate. They get the knockback with the Buster Shot. That was actually huge. Knockback everybody. Dream flashes forward looking for Pony Goat. In the backside, though, Poor Flambe is still alive. Meanwhile, Tall Guy wins the 1v1 in the bottom lane. Gid finishes that one off. It's a double kill for him. Void left alive, but he's got nowhere to run. He's got no ultimate. He's got Flash still. But he's just going to have to stopwatch. Can he get away? He cannot. It's a triple kill for Gid. And now the turrets are going to die.
They fell into the one trap into team fighting RotM 4v4 that you can't fall into, which is focus down the one character with an immunity ultimate and a bunch of AoE damage to follow up their immunity ultimate. So, well done for Return of the Middle Stakes. They played that actually pretty patiently, considering how low they were after the Baron.
Yeah, they used their abilities when they needed to, and that helped them out a lot. In particular, I thought Dream's Buster Shot was really good. It knocked back like 2 or 3 people out of that fight, and it really helped reset. Then he rocket jumped forward to finish off the Ziggs. He had a really good team fight there, kind of behind everything.
Dream played that super well. Gid getting a really well-timed Hourglass was also pretty big. Poor Flambe participated by being Kale and drawing a lot of attention to the fact that you're Kale, and then ulting. So
yeah. Oh no, he's gonna lose the crab. That's so sad.
sad crab.
Yeah, Void is now going to be the one to step up to Tall Guy, it looks like, in this bottom lane. KGB...
That seems like a horrible decision.
He's in. He's looking for Matsuro, and I don't think that he wanted to find the rest of the team, but I don't know who else would be in the jungle. He smites the blue buff, so he got that, and now his EQ comes back up, and he's dead.
Well, that was a set of interesting decisions made by DAO's jungler that should really just signal another Baron attempt. Like, you can pick up this vision, you can grab top wave, I guess. You've got 31 seconds.
Yeah.
That guy's dead.
So yeah, as I was saying, you had Void isolated against Tall Guy, and that doesn't feel like who you want.
Hey, do you remember when I said that was a horrible decision?
Yeah.
I remember.
Oh, he's trying to get the minion wave there, but it's actually being cut by Nautilus right now. They'll finish him off. It's a shutdown for Ted Garcia, but they're going to lose the Baron, which feels particularly more important.
It also feels appropriate given the fact that they moved every remaining alive member from their team down to kill the Aurelia who was trapped in their base. So, I mean, you get, on the plus side, you do get an extra 800 gold onto your Yasuo, who at this point is 3.5, almost 4 item Yasuo. I mean, it's not like you can really discount how strong he is getting, but I don't feel like you ever win the side lane fight against Aurelia unless Tall Guy really misplays that. So, and now you have a Baron to play with. So
yeah, I would really like to see on Tall Guy, when you're ahead, usually you want to get, like, just slip in a defensive item. If he grabs a Guardian Angel, all of a sudden he kind of negates the one thing that that Ted could do to him in the side lane. Like, if he misplays once, he loses his life. He's got the second one to try to come back and fight him back. It kind of is that failsafe, rather than going for the fourth offensive item. But
yeah, I really feel like you don't need Hydra in this matchup. Like, those 3 core Aurelia items are great, and then honestly, if you really want to make the side lane threat a side lane threat, because Ted Garcia, as we mentioned, is the only one who can actually side lane against you. You spy a Randuin's, and that negates pretty much everything that Yasuo wants to do.
Yeah, little armor would go a long way in that lane. A little MR against the rest of the team is sorry, excuse me. Is very nice. Yeah, kind of interesting. Dream actually has the same build on Tristana that he did on the MF, the Kraken Slayer into Bloodthirster. Not gonna land onto Gid, but they're not now. That was weird. He followed up on the hook rather than the ultimate, but now the fight gonna break out. Gid with a huge Moonfall. Pony Goat very low in the middle of that. The stopwatch buying him some time. They've traded 1-for-1. Poor Flambe just continuing to auto down. He's got a double kill, trying to kite back away from KGB, but he'll eventually get finished off. Dream looking for the Jarvan to finish him off. He'll rocket jump over the wall, and the Flag and Drag is back. But meanwhile, Tall Guy and Gid just kind of escaped out of the back of the fight and then went to go kill some towers. Void and KGB trying to defend their base now against 3. Gid and Tall Guy onto it. Dream is on the inhibitor turret in mid lane. Oh my god. That was enough damage from Gid just to finish it off. The ace now for Pain and Panic, and they'll finish off the game and the series 2-0. And honestly, a pretty clean series by them. This game a little bit sloppier. You could argue that there were more chances for DAO, but ultimately the scaling composition scaled. They were patient, they withstood the pressure early game, and they come away with a huge win.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, kind of quietly, we didn't really get to highlight it. It just seemed like it was kind of accepted that he was killing people. But Gid had a monster game on Diana. 11, 4, and 2. I don't think there was a scene in the last 10 minutes of the game where he wasn't one-shotting Syndra at some point. So really nicely played by Pain and Panic there. Solid 2-0 victory going into, what are we, week 3 or 4 now?
Yeah. Headed
Man,
into
so much time.
headed into week 4 at a 2-0. Like that's pretty good. Again, one more win, you're pretty much secured playoffs. You're guaranteed at least a tiebreak at 3 wins. You get 4, you're guaranteed a playoff spot. Depending on how everything else shakes out, you can be very good at like you can be secure at 3. So, um,
Hmm.
you have a chance to try things out, look at some new compositions, and yeah, I'm excited to see the rest of their split. Thanks both for joining me for these games. And when we come back, we're going to have the Gwensday series with Wing Nation. So that'll be
Yep.
fun.
Always fun to cast with you. Appreciate you having me on.
Bye.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh god, I hear myself on the stream. It's over.
It's the worst. It's like when people post clips where I'm casting. I love that people think enough of the clips to highlight them. But every time I have to listen to myself, it's just like, yeah, I don't know. Let me tell you. Oh, okay. So he has no idea which order these are in.
Excellent.
Game 1, we're looking for B-Pots on Alistair. It's not 506.
That's the one I've downloaded. Excellent.
Alright. It's not 878. Let's go. It's 375.
Good. I guess that was my second guess.
By virtue of elimination, it's...
I had a 50-50 chance.
I did. Oh yeah, I've got to let like everybody load. They're STG, I think. I don't remember. I probably should have like prepped, but I didn't. Start Gaming. They're just SG. They have a really generic logo. All right.
Excellent.
Oh, yeah, they want STG now? Okay. It's weird, in the media kit it says SG. But I don't really care. We'll do STG. Alright. I think I'm ready. Are you ready, Mr. Nation?
I am.
Okay. Then welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our second series of the evening. We have Gwensday taking on Start Gaming. Yeah, Gwensday comes in at 1-1. Start is 2-0. 0-2. Goodness. They are 1-1 as well. You know the other option. Okay, so 1-1 matchup. uh, yeah, let's see how it goes. I need to be at 0. There we go. All right. 3, 2, 1, go. I'll even let you introduce the blue team.
Okay. So on the boot or blah 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 blah. Good start. We've got the RotM Gwensday squad. Up in the top lane, we have the set one trick on Set, also known as Oath. But you've got Cheech the Marine on Trundle, the White Tiger 2-1-1 on the Cassiopeia, and Copium and Mint B pots with the Jinx Alistar bot lane.
And on the top side of the rift, wearing the red health bars, are Start Gaming. Cheese Swiss in the top lane on Shen. Zolo Bomber in the jungle playing Amumu. Hi Awesome in the mid lane playing Oriana. And Spectral 650. And hey, it's Matt in the bottom lane playing Vayne and Karma.
Speaking of Spectrals, it looks like I'm getting just their ghosts myself.
Nice.
Even though I thought I went back. I even went back. Actually, is it just Karma? No, it's the bot lane for the other team.
Okay, I can pause. I'm at 57 if you want to catch back up.
Yep.
Thanks, Riot.
Thanks, Rito, for the spaghetti.
It's nice spaghetti.
Alright, I am on 57.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey, we got the ward.
That's actually pretty big. So Tiger's gonna hit level 2.
Tiger and Oath.
Tiger and Oath?
Yeah.
Right. That's the big pog. Tiger and Oath are gonna hit level 2 early, and that could maybe catch them by surprise. I think that's significantly bigger for Cassiopeia than it would be for Set, but we'll see how it all goes down.
I'm not gonna lie, I feel a little bit lost in my setup. I'm just sitting here trying to like observe my own screen and figure out what I'm seeing. I've had to shrink down from 3 monitors to 1 monitor in a new location temporarily.
Oh, geez. That's rough. Now you can't distract yourself in the middle of distracting yourself. Anyway, tell me about Cassiopeia versus Oriana then, Mr. Midland.
You know how like this is like a couple of meta pro champs? I enjoy playing neither of them. Actual answer is I mean Ori gets to just harass early, doesn't do much damage, but needs to get early boots into the matchup, so taking like the free boots, bad choice in this lane. Because Cassiopeia, a lot of her damage is it requires her landing her Q, or I guess the miasma, but it doesn't snowball over like, I mean it's not like super lopsided either way.
Yeah,
It's more of
so
like a skill and team matchup.
Cheech looking for the invade on the top side, gonna get spotted by Zolo Bomber and forced back away. Oath has been controlling this wave to slowly shove in, so he would be the first one to respond. He pulls in Cheese Swiss for a little bit of a trade, and everybody just kind of chilling for the time being. Do you like... might not get to talk about it, as Oath and Cheese Swiss are going to do the top lane thing, where they just fight, and Cheese Swiss is very low. We saw this last week that we got to cast as well, where Oath had pretty good early game, just wasn't able to find those kills reliably. We'll see if he can find them this week. I wanted to ask about Conqueror versus like a phase rush on Orianna, but I'm not going to get to ask at all because we're still fighting in the top lane, and it's first blood, unfortunately, for Zolo Bomber as he does swing in just in time.
Man, junglers stopping a 1v1. Worst feeling ever.
It would have been a very close 1v1. That would have been
Right.
Pretty nuts. So Conqueror. Phase rush, Conqueror.
On Ori, you said?
Cass. I don't care
Okay,
about
yeah, I thought you said Ori, and I was like,
Oh.
Conquer and Ori seems different.
No,
but
I don't care about Orianna.
right.
Dumb shit.
I mean, it really depends. I feel like it more comes down to like the secondary runes that you care about, depending on the matchup. So like, against this team, like Conquer's 100% the way to go. I think like you're gonna get CC'd one way or another. Phase Rush isn't gonna let you get out of Memoir or like a Shen like taunt flash.
Alright, Beepot's going in the bottom lane, trying to get on top of Spectral. Knockback, not quite into the chompers. It's going to force the flash, though, out of Spectral as Cheech hanging around in the back pocket throws the pillar up to make sure that they get that flash. So, Summoner Spell investment in the bottom lane. They could look to return there, but for now, it's a small gold advantage for start, and they're... I don't know. I was going to say something about the scaling, but these are both pretty similar scaling comps.
Both teams scale pretty hard.
Yeah, Oath gonna pick up this wave. He'll have a decent little chunk of change extra over the Shen early on, which is nice. You like that.
Right. I mean, it basically is gonna make up for the assist money from earlier that G-Swiss got. God, how many times are we gonna flip that guy's name around and just call him Swiss cheese?
So far 0.
I mean,
We're
so far,
holding strong.
I feel like that's when we're gonna flip flop.
Oh, jeez. Sorry, I don't have a fancy like mute button or anything like they do on official casts. But yeah, Oath is just continuing to punch this man in armor, which you would think would hurt his hands at a certain point, but he seems fine with it.
Mm-hmm. Don't you have like the same headset? Aren't you on like a Cloud 2 headset? Or it's like, isn't there?
Yeah,
mute
shout out to
switch?
the HyperX Cloud 2. I don't know where it is. I've never used the actual controls.
Oh yeah, it's just on one of the sides.
Well, you know.
Man, this would have been such a good way if RotM was able to like rotate up and dive the Shen.
Yeah, he's definitely low enough to be diveable. You have to be careful about the shield, but
Right. Just thinking like if there's a Cassiopeia up there, or honestly, I almost would be fine if like the Cassiopeia TP's up there to force the Shen off.
yeah,
Or, you know,
it's kind of
earlier.
interesting. I don't know what is triggering this, but start is started. I hate that. But they're just gonna grab the Cloud Dragon. They correctly kind of call the backs of ROTM not being on the map, and they'll secure that Cloud Dragon for free.
Yeah, I mean, nicely done there. Cloud Dragon is very useful for their team, especially the top half of the map.
Is Cheese Swiss gonna greed for this wave? This is a big decision point for him. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, High Awesome forced to flash, and Cheech, you know, swinging in. He hasn't been able to get a huge amount done, but he's blown 2 flashes. We haven't really seen that capitalized, but just because of right-clicking the minions, are Gwensday up 400 gold early on.
Yeah, big CS lead down the bot lane, big CS lead in the top lane as well.
Yeah,
I guess honestly everywhere. Yeah.
yeah, Cheese Swiss burns his teleport back into the top lane, which he still has Stand United, so it's not like he can't go anywhere. But now he couldn't return very quickly, which could be very punishing if it doesn't come out in the right situation. But again, we'll see how everything develops. It's a slow game. We
Right.
chilling.
Right. I mean, it's kind of like both teams know they need to scale up just a little bit. Obviously, like Oath has been punching Shen, but like nothing new there. It's Oath on set. He's gonna punch people. Thanks for proving my point, Oath.
Yeah. So I have a question. Right.
Okay.
So, Alistar, right? He's in his moo cow skin.
Right.
The moo cow skin has udders on the front.
Right.
So he's wearing female cow pajamas over him being a cow.
Right.
So he's in drag.
Yes.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that we were on the same
Yes.
page.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question. Obviously,
Oath is asking a question of the enemy team. Gonna get pulled in by the shockwave. Yeah, he went in 1v3, and that didn't go super well for him. Zolo Bomber secures Shelly, and the game continues to be slow, other than spurts of activity from Oath.
right. Like that's the one thing that they're doing well. Is just like the neutral objectives, either off of I don't know what would have triggered the rift there. I wasn't fully paying attention to like if they had vision of Cheech on the other side of the map.
Yeah, it feels like Cheech has just been opposite side of the map from where the objectives have been focused, and I don't know if that's like a conscious thing that Start have been doing, or they've kind of lucked into it because they just wanted to do those objectives on that time. It's hard to know sometimes in gold games. But now High Awesome is up in the top lane, gonna bother Oath a little bit. Copium and Beepots got a tower turret plate. They're continuing to shove in. They have almost a 30 CS lead right now, and you know, normally Vayne, you're okay with being at a little deficit, but this is starting to get a little excessive.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you want to see excessive, wait till you cast our game Monday. But self flame there. Those are weird timing by or was it High Awesome?
High Awesome. Yeah.
High Awesome. Okay, but it's a weird timing because like no shockwave was available at that point, and like you just sacrificed like a wave for like out of any champion that's gonna get chip damage and like not care about it. It's Set. Like he heals too much.
Yeah, Set continuing to try to fight up in the top lane. Meanwhile, hey, it's Matt looking for it, but it's going to be the full 3v3 down here. Even the teleport being used by White Tiger, looking for anything. The Super Mega Death Rocket just not quite enough damage, and everybody going to successfully disengage on the bottom side. Start somehow not losing anybody in the process, although maybe the redive could come through. This is a lot of low health bars. Beepots and Cheech are very healthy right now. Flash for the ultimate on White Tiger. He'll pick up, hey, it's Matt. Zolo Bomber getting focused now, and it's 2 kills for Gwensday on the bottom side of the rift.
Yeah, I'd seen that Curse the Set Money was open for a
Oh,
solo kill.
Oath with the solo kill. All right.
But I'd seen Curse the Sad Mummy was up and was like a little bit concerned for RotM, but the bot lane for Start Gaming just backed off so far. Like obviously low health bars, but they just weren't all on the same page there and just hand over a bunch of free money.
Yeah, their focus was all on Copium, and they didn't finish him off, and the health bars were still full for Cheech Tiger and Beepots, so they continued on the redive, got 2 kills for themselves. Unfortunately, not the dragon, because of the timing, and now that's going to be started up by Start. I need to stop saying that, but that's like my phrase that I go to. That's rough.
I mean, the first couple dragons, do they even matter? Now you just get to stack four mountain souls. That dragon. That's gonna be super tank. Imagine killing a Alistar there.
Yes, thank you, LS. That was LS,
Wait.
right?
What?
It was
Does he
like the
actually
first
say
two
that?
dragons are useless. Yeah, just.
Oh no, I actually no. That was just me talking on my backside.
Okay. True.
And/or was thinking of a meta shift game we had this last week.
Well, Zolo Bomber doesn't have half of his health anymore. He walked a little too close to Tiger, and so therefore he pays
Cassiopeia
to
with
it.
the unders. Yeah. First items coming through for the mid laners. That is one thing I'm always curious to see what choice the Orianna is going to opt into, because that's when you see where they flex, all 3 mythic items. Like, when like Riot introduced mythic items, they wanted item diversity. They're like, yeah, you have to make this decision, and then everyone goes like the same stagnant builds. Like, Ori's one of the few champions that doesn't. And yet, it's not interesting to me. It's weird.
Yeah, I mean, I think. Well, it's because the damage profile is pretty much the same on all of them. Like,
Right.
I don't know that it feels like there's a significant difference until later on. Tiger in trouble though. He gets the double stun on the petrifying gaze, trying to get onto high awesome, but just not quite enough damage there. He'll eventually fall to Zolo Bomber. Cheech in a little bit of trouble as well, but he's pretty tanky. He still has Subjugate available if he needs it as well, so he'll head into his jungle. And a successful gank for Zolo Bomber as he bombed himself in there.
Speaking of gank,
Yeah.
nope.
Yeah, you could see the roam timing there. Oath and Beepots both headed toward the mid lane at the same time, maybe looking for the collapse and the dive, but nothing quite there for him. And Matt and Spectral, they're not having a good time, and Copium is going to continue making sure he gets a solo kill on the Karma after taking down the tower. And Copium is huge. 60
Yeah.
CS lead. He's, yeah, there's no other way to phrase it. Like these carries for ROTM, Tiger and Copium are gigantic right now.
Yeah, definitely. Oh god, there's something. The roam timing, like, even though like there wasn't like let's say a successful gank from both, it was actually kind of huge because that did force the Oreo Mumu to back off, and then that actually allowed like first turret money to go over to RotM. That mid lane towers was like, I think it was only like 1 plate. Yeah, it's 200 health on that.
All right, well, the big brain realm from Oath and Beepot's gonna make sure that they secure first turret, and yeah, now 2 minutes to go on the Mountain Dragon, and Cheech and Beepot's gonna start up the Rift Herald on the top side. You like that? Get some neutral objectives back. Shen walked down there, but didn't actually put a ward over the wall. That was kind of interesting.
Weird. Gwensday though with the right movement around the map though, like rotating Copium up to the next tower to let him just keep beating down, getting some more money, playing around that turret aggro range pretty well.
Yeah, and
now another tower.
Yeah, he'll secure that with no problem. Beepot's even going for the wraparound. They have Cheech here as well, looking for Cheese Swiss. The pillar, well placed. The Subjugate doing a little bit of work, but Cheese Swiss still relatively healthy. They just don't quite have the... Oh, never mind. They almost had the damage to get through it. One more auto would have been enough prior to everything, but instead going to force them off. They secure the tower, and now this wave will have to be caught for start. And they're not even really willing to walk up. They're worried that there's people waiting in the bush. It feels like Gwensday just kind of... I don't want to say they're in their heads, but they're very much forcing whatever they want to. And it feels like Starter playing a little bit more scared than they need to.
It's like, I feel like it's more of like a tempo thing.
Yeah.
RotM is always being the proactive team at this point. Like, yeah, Start had it early with the neutral objectives, but there was never like any fight. It was just like objectives handed over to them. But for the actual like aggressors, like RotM is pulling the trigger, and like outside of like the one gank mid we saw from a Mim, there hasn't been any like aggression. And Rift Herald just used for like cannon fodder. That's just so RotM's got control of the river. They will trade away a mid turret, but that's like, now we're denying soul point. Like, this is fine.
Yeah, so the Dragon traded for Shelly in the mid tower, which is the longer term play, I guess. Yeah,
So,
Gwensday... Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say a couple minutes away from it still, but with where the money is on the RotM and like with the champions themselves, this RotM squad will absolutely murder Baron when it spawns. Like Jinx and Cassio, if she's been given a blue buff, it's just gone.
Yeah, and now Copium and Beepots, they're doing their best. I was gonna say PvE impression, but that's like actually a team, and I hate them.
Right,
So
right.
instead, it's I don't know. Copium gonna take the shockwave, and High Awesome just not quite stacking up the damage yet. That's not a huge threat with just the Karma in his back pocket. Cheech gonna get snared, but he does have to flash, but he's out of there.
Yeah, that's just an issue with like Orianna in like not pro level play is she just takes forever to come online and like hit spikes where she's scary on her own. And like as you were saying, like with just Karma, it was like whatever. But like if it was like a little bit more of like an organized team, like then it's like okay, oh that shockwave is spooky.
Yeah.
But instead of just kind of I don't want to say tickles but it was enough of a chunk that like Copium had to respect it, but that was about it.
Yeah, Tiger, unfortunately, not able to get that ward. Has to take the Blast Cone back out. It's kind of interesting lane assignments from ROTM. They're focusing their bottom lane to this mid wave, get a couple of auto attacks whenever they can onto this tower. Oath and Cheese Swiss just bonding over some Krugs, you know?
Top lane. I'm glad I don't play that role. I feel like it's obviously like they're actually fighting over it, but it's like I would just feel like I'm griefing.
They're pulling in
There you
Copium.
go.
They're really focusing this Jinx, and Tiger, meanwhile, gets a huge ult on the side. They're just running through the rest of this fight. Matt falls on the back of it. Spectral is low as well as he goes forward. They finally call in the Stand United, looking to turn onto Cheech. They will get that trade kill. Now Tiger may be in a little bit of trouble, but he's already secured his double kill. They'll walk out. It's 2 for 3 after everything, with Copium and Cheech falling for ROTM.
Yeah, shutdown from Copium does go onto a Mumu, kind of with, well, I mean, outside that shockwave, it was just a Mumu solo kill. That champ's kind of strong again right now. But I think the big thing from that fight was the Vayne stepped up trying to do damage, and like she didn't have a shield bow at that point. Like she was still components to first item. Like Cassiopeia, like White Tiger, she's like on reset's gonna be 2 items. So like there was only like 3 twin fangs that went into Spectral, and like the Vayne just died.
Yeah, so something to watch out for. You can even see Spectral a little bit worried about that. Heads for the no magic mantle, so probably going to be the Wit's End, you would imagine, as the second item.
Right, and like I definitely get respecting the damage. I don't know if this is like game for Wit's End on Vayne. I mean, maybe.
Yeah, I mean we'll see how effective it is as the game goes on, but meanwhile, because of these resets, they moved to their bottom. Start moved their bottom lane to top lane, which costs them in the mid tower. So that's a decision that was made. And now with a minute to go on the dragon spawn, Gwensday gonna roll through, grab some vision.
Yeah, they've got the right timer there. They could look for honestly maybe a little bit deeper vision as well. Obviously, they don't want all 5 of them to be seen because like Baron is on the map. I don't think Stark Gaming does it at any like decent pace right now. Like yeah, they've got a Vayne, but the Vayne's not really online yet. There's no other like big damage.
Yeah, now with 45, Start gonna filter toward this dragon area. It's not an important dragon for either team, really. It continues the inevitable march towards Soul Point for both teams, but it's relatively minor in the grand scheme of things. But we're still gonna see a full fight over it because why not? In Cheese Swiss is just gonna get the ward in and go back. Copium has decided to punish him, and therefore he'll take a little chunk of damage. Well, where's the fight going to start? We're looking for Zolo Bomber to bomb on in there. We're looking for B-Pots to hit a big combo. But for now, just the tentative dance around the dragon, and instead it's going to get started up by RTM back behind everything. When does start actually go for this fight? They've grouped up,
I
they're
don't think they do.
sacrificing everything, and they just give up the dragon, and now everybody's going to go back.
Right. My first thought was like RotM had all that vision set up in Start's jungle, and then they just kind of like back off and let Start reclaim the jungle without being punished.
You,
Like,
you have a
but-
character with 2 global teleports currently,
right.
and you call him down for the fight, and then you don't fight. Like, there's just no value in that.
Right. You're just bleeding money. Like Shen is not a champion that like yeah, he slaps early, and if he gets going, slaps, but like he needs to keep moving and like trying to stay ahead of the curve because his champion's so balanced around like helping his team out.
Anyway, Gwensday just going to continue to stay, the same amount ahead as they have been. It's about 5,000 gold, which is, 1,000 more than the last time we checked in, but again, not huge in the grand scheme of things. That Shockwave not able to track down Copium as he didn't flash over the wall. B-Pots gets caught inside the ult, and it's a big ult from Oath. The combo from Gwensday melts through Start Gaming, and it's a triple kill for White Tiger.
Yeah. If this is solo queue, that's where you see a bunch of FF spams. Well played from Gwensday there with the combo. I mean, we meme about it. But at the same time, we're serious about it. Why are people still giving Oath set? He sees the Shen, sees the Amumu, just dunks them into their team. And then all the splash damage coming through from the from Jinx rockets. You've got like Cassiopeia getting the last hit those and shredding through everyone. Like,
If the timing on that was pristine, though, Oath going in, buying just enough time to get that teleport from Tiger as he zooms in with his speed boost from being in base, and that was pristine. That was a really good combo from Gwensday, and now they are firmly in the they were in the lead, but it could have swung on a single fight at that point, especially in gold. Now it's going to be very difficult to lose a fight when you have 25% more gold than the opposing team.
right.
And
Now,
Yeah.
Oh, got a flash out. Well, I was gonna say now RotM gets to start looking at cracking open like the tier 2s. The game has been stalling out just a little bit. But Baron Minions probably will make the difference to let them go. Where are you going, Zolo Bomber? You're
Yeah,
kinda
Zolo
just getting
Bomber,
rained down.
he could have just run through the jungle and been fine. As it is, he's
Oh,
still fine, apparently, but maybe
maybe
a little
pucker there.
But yeah, Copium B-Pot's going to grab this mid lane tower. White Tiger split pushing on the bottom side. Oath is now starting to set up toward this top side, and the 1-3-1 is well and fully on. Oath has his teleport to join if he needs to. Tiger doesn't, but Cheese Swiss goes for the taunt onto Copium. They'll pull him in with the Shockwave. The damage is there finally from High Awesome, who'll finish off as the AD carry. The teleport coming in from Oath as they're maybe looking for this re-engage. Oath pulls in Spectral. Well, where's the damage actually coming from ROTM right now? Tiger isn't quite here. There's a huge W, though, from Set now. Tiger is here to chunk through. They do trade 1-for-1, but imagine if Tiger had been there just a little bit earlier, the fight would have been insanely in favor of ROTM. As it was, they kind of slapped him with the wallet. That isn't a fight that you should take in most situations, but they come out okay because they're so far ahead.
Yeah. Copium didn't have flash for that fight. He in the previous fight, like right before like the combo from Wednesday came out, like Copium had been just like a little too far forward in the earlier play and had to like, I don't want to say waste his flash, but he basically had to blow his flash to keep himself alive. And that cost him the second fight here.
Yeah. Still, look at the items in inventory for the 2 carries, though. Specifically, look at Copium's inventory. Yeah, that's 3 items. He's a very dangerous man. And then you look at Spectral, and he's on poverty right now. He's got his Immortal Shield Bow. He's got his No Magic Mantle. He's got a longsword. He's trying to do damage, but it just doesn't amount to a whole lot right now for Spectral. And
yeah,
if that's the only difference that there was, ROTM would be super ahead. But it's starting to really stack up across the board for them.
Right. And then like the RotM solo laners, plus 80 carry. Like they're all up 2 levels as well. Like that's huge on it. So here's a pick.
Yeah, Matt, unfortunately, trying to walk forward for vision is going to pay for that, and now Dragon number 3 for ROTM. They might get that full stack Mountain Soul. We'll have to check back and see if the game's still going in 5 minutes. But right now, Gwensday can do no wrong here in game number 1.
All right. You're gonna have to give me a couple moments. Sorry.
Okay.
IRL.
Welcome to the Maris podcast then. Why is Zolo Bomber in the top lane? They're really looking for this mid lane tier 1. That's going to be a big investment on their part, and instead it's going to cost them the bottom lane tier 2, which is really interesting. Spectral, that is not the most healthy that he's been in this game. Tiger has to be a little careful. The Shockwave actually isn't available. The Shockwave was what started that apparently for High Awesome, and they're trying to defend this tower. Copium, the only one who really wants in, it looks like right now, but it's still a 10,000 gold lead for Return of the Middle Sticks. So yeah, how are you guys doing? Hopefully doing all right here on this Wednesday. Or this isn't a Wednesday. This is Friday. I don't know where my head is at. I mixed it with Wednesday for some reason, because why wouldn't you? It's the best name in esports. Yeah, it's nice. I was actually off work today, so that was pretty nice. Didn't go in on a Friday. I have a 4-day weekend. That's pretty poggers, as the kids say. But yeah, and we're coming into the best time of the year as well. We're gonna have League Worlds. We've got hockey starting up. You can't ask for a whole lot more. You got my birthday as well. That's very important. If you guys want to get me a gift, it's October 14th. Just saying. But yeah, start, not really giving gifts out to Gwensday in this game, making them work a little bit harder than maybe they want to. 25 seconds to go on this Baron spawn, though. The second of the game, potentially. That was a really weird... did anybody else see that arrow that just shot into the Baron pit? I don't know what that was. But yeah, Baron going to be started up by Gwensday. There's not a whole lot that Start can really do. We'll see if they want to, try to flip for it. Oh, that castle. Nicely turned by High Awesome, and it's going to force Gwensday back off. The teleport coming in from Oath as he's coming in from the side. Looks like our team not quite on the same page, though, not really going for the fight. Oath gets caught, but that's a huge haymaker back across. Wasn't shielded in time. And by in time, I mean the shield bow didn't proc early enough, I guess, to prevent all of that damage. And now Tiger and Oath not feeling super healthy. Even Cheech a little chunked, B-Pots. They didn't come out ahead in terms of health bars, so looks like we're going to head back to base for the time being. We're short final hour for Spectral, and the castle almost back up are the 2 cooldowns that were really used during that. Oh, Tiger finishes up as Zanya's. That's actually pretty huge in terms of, now he can be a little over-aggressive if he needs to. Cheech is really low. That's worrying, but he's got some fruit to eat. Do you think trolls really like fruit?
No.
Oh, you're back. All right. Well.
Yeah, sorry. There's like the one other big cooldown I think was from where like a lot of the action happened in that like last Baron dance. Oath got to keep his Sterix up while the shield bow was down for Vayne. Like that's one other somewhat large and relevant cooldown in this game.
Yeah. So we continue 13-7. Touchdown minus an extra point lead for Return of the Middle Sticks. I don't know where the kicker was on that one.
Maybe just made 2 field goals.
Maybe. That would be a positive outlook. We're not about that here.
It was like if he was a kicker on my fantasy football team, like I'd be all for it. Extra
sure.
point, field goals, not gonna complain.
Yeah, you take those 7, as long as he didn't miss a bunch of field goals.
Copium has been really aggressive with his positioning on Jinx. That's,
yeah. now without his
Go.
flash, that's actually could be a potential issue for him, especially if you lose track of people in a team fight, especially like with a Shen ult. He's got flash taunt available. Start is looking at this Baron. They're going to grab this top lane tier 1 as well. Tiger is split pushing on the bottom side. He also doesn't have flash, which again could be important. Oh, the shockwave only going to pull in Oath. He's got his rage fully stacked up, but not able to pull anything out. They do burn Stand United to get Cheese Swiss in, so no shield available. Meanwhile, Tiger is just soloing the dragon. He's going to get Mountain Soul potentially during the middle of this fight, but that's a huge engage from Zolo Bomber. The dragon goes down, but Copium has fallen. Oath on the backside, hitting him. He flashes forward for the Haymaker, but it's just not quite enough damage to finish anybody off. Tiger now able to rejoin Cheech, trying to reset the battle line here. Beepots has to be careful. He's very low. Walks in for the pillar. They'll chomp down High Awesome. The Titanic Hydra doing a lot of damage, but he just can't finish. Only the one, and it's Tiger versus 4, kiting into the pit. Finishes off 1, kiting back through. He's got Zolo Bomber low. He's kiting. He's so low. He's so forced into the Zanyas. He gets the double. He gets the triple. Spectral, the last one alive against the Baron. He autoed it, and it's the quadra kill and the double ace. All right.
Okay. I mean, at least from the fights point, like that's actually in favor of Start Gaming. Yeah, they got the 1,000 gold shutdown on White Tiger.
That's true. I love the directed camera had no idea what to do, so we just watched the same spot there. God, a double ace. Awesome. You love it. But yeah, like you mentioned, the shutdowns do actually favor Start. I don't know. Yeah, there's like no summoners left on the map. So actually, oh, Beepots actually has his sums. So Beepots and Tiger will have their sums while nobody else does. So that could be important. We'll see what happens. But I don't think I've casted a double ace before. They're probably more rare than
Pentas, maybe?
they're definitely more rare than Pentas. Pentas are it's like 1 every 30 games. I think is the statistical amount. At least for solo queue, it's probably a little bit less in coordinated, but
Infinity Edge coming through for Copium now.
yeah, he's a big boy. 4 items on the Jinx, and Spectral's going for the special tactics, and now nobody does damage on his team.
Yeah, still no flash on that Jinx for like about another 2 minutes though, so still easily punishable.
Oh, they've spotted Tiger though, looking for the engage. He's able to stall it out. The Curse of the Sad Mummy trying to buy time, but there's just no damage again. High Awesome isn't there, and that's everything that Start needed to try to win that fight, and Tiger escapes alive. Yeah, where is Oath right now? Oath is on the bottom side. He doesn't even care about everything, and this Baron's going to fall. That could not have gone worse for Start. I don't know why you would pick a fight without your Orianna. Like, Spectral does no damage, is the big issue. Like, he's got to get through a full rotation.
Right.
He's got to get his Silver Bolts procs, but he's got no attack speed. Absolutely none.
I mean, he's got attack speed. There's no damage behind it. Like, there's a lot of attack speed between the Wits and Shield Bow. The issue is he went the Randuin's build, so like, there's no damage behind it.
Matt is just dead. There, the towers are starting to fall. RTM walking forward with their second Baron, and they'll be able to run through the rest of this base for Start. There's pretty much no way they can defend. We'll see if High Awesome can find like a miracle shockwave or something, but they're even going to pull out Zolo Bomber before he can engage. They've taken down the Orianna. She didn't get to ult, and everything falling apart for Start now. Nexus turret's going to die. The Vayne, the last person alive, and she'll take a Jinx rocket to the back for her trouble. Nexus falls. ROTM wins game number 1. Big performance from White Tiger, 12-2 on the Cassiopeia. I really liked some of Oath's play as well to make sure to maximize the damage on the Haymakers. Copium had a good game. It's hard to find a big fault for ROTM from that.
Yeah, maybe just a couple like greedy positions causing like unnecessary summoners being blown, but that's about it, really.
Yeah,
Like, naturally had CS lead, naturally had like tempo for the most part of the game. Like,
Yeah, Flame Horizon in the bottom lane, by the way, for Copium. 120 or 118 at the end of the game. That doesn't suck. Yeah, we'll take a short break. We'll be back with game number 2. We'll see if Gwensday can give us the 4-0, or if Start Gaming can find their way back in. One of these days I'm gonna like actually type out the transition screen before I do the verbal transition. Y'all are gonna be really impressed, by the way.
Do you happen to know which of the...
It was the second one that I opened, so 878, I think. Let me look. Beatpots
Yeah.
is Thresh. Nope, not 878. My bad.
Got it.
So I'm assuming you got that it's 506.
Yes.
Alright, I have to play this for a bit. I hate this so much. This is so mildly inconvenient, you know?
I'm back again.
Okay. Okay. Are you ready then for a game?
Yep, I am ready. No invisible people this time. We're okay.
Nice. Okay. Welcome back then for game number 2 between Gwensday and Start Gaming. We'll start it in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, this is all you.
Okay. Returning to the blue side, we've got RotM Gwensday once again. In a shocking turn of events, Oath is not on set. He's this time on Garen. We got Cheech the Marine returning to the Trundle. This time the White Tiger is on Syndra. And Copium and Beepots are on the Uction and Thresh bot lane.
And on the top side of the rift, wearing the red health bars, trying to avenge a pretty dominant loss in game number 1 and turn it around. Our Start Gaming Cheese Swiss will be on Wukong. Zolo Bomber has returned on the Amumu. High Awesome on Nico. And Spectral 650. And hey, it's Matt in the bottom lane playing Zaya Braum.
See, this time Start has a little bit of synergy. They drafted a bunch of circles,
They,
at least in the top half of the map.
yeah, they do have a lot of circles. Even Syndra, you can throw the ult and then pull the feathers back. It's like radial. Braum doesn't have any circles, but
Yeah.
you
I
know.
was gonna say you might be stretching a little with one of those, but that's alright.
So I haven't ever seen auction in the bottom lane. Is this
It's okay.
okay?
I mean, I've played it some. It's fun, but that's just because the champion's fun and a little overtuned. I feel like the biggest thing that what makes him more impactful as a mid laner is his stealth. Um, honestly, like I feel like in solo queue he should be more terrifying than what he is. But like in organized play, when he is not visible in lane, it's kind of just terrifying because he could just go from so far out and just like murder someone really quick. So like you have to definitely ward for him, and interesting pathing there from Zolo Bomber. Sorry to get off topic, but he's went from blue to red as a Mumu. Huh?
Yeah, blue to enemy red as a Mumu, and Cheech is going for a 3-camp clear and walks in and sees that his red buff's been taken. Oh, I don't know if he spotted Zolo Bomber though. Oh, his buff is still there. Never mind.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
So Zolo Bomber wasting a lot of time here.
Yeah, that's a decent time investment for basically nothing. We'll see if Cheech can capitalize on that at all. Cheese Swiss and Oath gonna do the top lane thing where they trade. A lot of spinning champions in top lane now. So I personally am worried a little bit for this ROTM comp. There's like no crowd control. Right?
It's all reliant on like a Descent and like a Syndra to scatter the weak. Like Akshan is 0, Garen has the silence, Trundle has a terrain that slows. Like there really isn't anything.
Yeah. We'll see how that works out for them. I don't want to say it feels like almost an ego draft. Like they were so far ahead in game 1 that they went for some kind of nicher champions, but also I'm kind of saying that by not saying it, you know?
Right. I mean, I can't speak out. We ran a for fun bot lane last week in game 2. Nothing like a little Senna Camille lane.
Yeah, I did cast a Senna Camille lane. That's true. That happened on this channel.
That was a thing.
Yeah, I'll have to remember to bleach my eyes after this game. That's so did serious question. Did you guys run that in scrims at some point?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
And-
No, that was not
and I'm
a first
assuming
time mistake.
I'm assuming it worked in scrims.
Yes. Our bot lane did like 12k damage more than like me on Vel'Koz,
Okay.
like each individually. Like it was kind of disgusting. The issue is, and after multiple hours of testing afterward now, we have figured out one weakness it has. Still playable though. Yes. Didn't want to leak strats, but Leona might counter it hard.
Well, all of the enemy plat players watching the stream now know about that counter, so.
Right. We just ban Leona, and then we don't have to worry about it.
Oh, true. You have the ban counter. It's actually unplayable now. All right. Well, as we take a peek back into the current game, Oath has bought 2 daggers on Garen. Shield bow? What do you build with 2 daggers on Garen?
One for Berserker Greaves and one for any Noon Quiver item. Or Phantom Dancer Rush, I don't know.
Is that a build?
I know Mortal Reminder on Garen's actually disgusting.
Well,
I
yeah.
might have played a game of like Crit Garen Jungle a couple days ago, and that was fun.
Crit Garen Jungle.
You press E and like you do like 3,000 damage to your camps. It's actually hilarious.
Oh, Cheech looking for the gank. Gonna force the flash out of Cheese Swiss in the top lane. That's the most interesting thing that's happened so far in the game. Do you feel like because of the weird champions that they picked, like the Garen and the auction, that our team need to make plays early on? Or are they chill just trying to team fight it out later?
You definitely don't win team fights, I don't think. Like, it's hard to... If you look at the team comp that Start has, like, it's hard to, like, fight into them in just, like, a straight-up 5v5, and it's hard to run at them as well. Like, there's so much disengage, like, you're running into a Braum, into a Nico, into Xayah Feathers, but at the same time, like, Start has go buttons. It's a hard team to... Ocean Dragon, possibly the MVP here.
Oh, stun gonna land onto Hayat's mat, but Copium caught over the wall. The Ocean Dragon now working against ROTM. They burned Oath's teleport to come back down, and they'll grab the first dragon of the game. So at least getting the neutral objective early on for themselves, and they're continuing to click minions better than Start, especially in top and a little bit in mid lane, or not a mid lane, bot. God, Jesus. A little bit in top lane and a little bit in bot lane in this game.
I was curious to see what skill Copium was gonna max, because like mid lane, like it's an E max, no question. Like you're trolling if you go Q max, but I feel like bot lane you almost have to max. You have to Q max, because like you don't jump onto the Braum. The Braum's eye just stun root you. Like, you kind of just have to accept your wave clearing, I think, in this one.
So you're right about the Berserker Greaves, and I hate it, but
Hey, it was part of my crit Garen jungle build. I ain't gonna hate on it. Except for the fact that I got like actually two-tapped by a really fed Caitlyn.
So maybe this is a controversial question. What does Garen do? Like, what is the point? Why would you pick Garen ever?
Honestly, I don't know.
Okay, I'm
Like,
glad we're on the same page. All right.
like, just think of Garen as a champion in any situation, not necessarily just this
Yeah.
game, but like he brings us silence, and he's really annoying in like a 1v1 with like, you know, the true damage, missing health, execute.
Because like you know, great Garen experience is like he's very bruisery, right?
Right.
And like you kind of tank, you kind of deal damage. Like that's your niche.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Copium, I don't think wanted to take that hook shot in, but he's fine.
Yeah, that heroic swing is kind of wrong way there. No, the only thing that like, I've noticed like with how the trading pattern of the top lane's gone this game, like O's been taking advantage of like the Garen regen to bully Cheese Swiss. That's basically been he's just been able to deny minions by forcing trades over and over, and then just heal up.
I still feel like Ninja Tabby, it'd be like a win more, right? You're already winning trades that would prevent Wukong from trading back against you ever, and then you could go some sort of glory damage item.
Yeah, but
think
your
like
Berserker Greaves are AD. It's damage on your E.
Sunder. I don't know.
Gale Force.
Maybe
It's the wave.
I like weird stuff, but I feel like Garen ain't it. I don't know. What they really need is a Yumi. Okay, first blood for Oath. All right, it's justified. The pick is great. He got the solo kill. He got the Demacian Justice.
No, if anything, the only thing that the only thing I could justify is Garen's gonna like keep Prio in lane for a while, and you can use that to like play around Herald. Is that actively like talked about during or before draft? Probably not. But that's about all I got coming up.
Yeah, I'd really like to see Cheech get more involved in their early and mid games in these games. If I had like a big overreaching thing, I'm sure that Firelight has talked about a lot of this with them, but it feels like Cheech is a little bit of a spectator. Anyway, teleport coming in from High Awesome, looking to track down Copium. Forces the flash out, the counter teleport now from Tiger as they're looking to collapse the hook. Only going to grab the Nico clone. That's a sneaky tomato for High Awesome, and we chillin' again.
Ew, High Awesome's going Ludens, or maybe Everfrost. Maybe Everfrost on Nico. We're Rocket Built gamers here.
Rocket Belt Gamers.
Okay. Is this Stridebreaker, Garrett? He's got an eye. He's got the Iron Spike whip.
Yeah, I might have watched part of this game, so the spoiler would be that it's Stridebreaker. But yeah, two junglers passing in the night. At some point, start grabbed the Rift Herald. So Zolobomber's got that. He's got like 3 minutes to use. Well, not 3, about 2.5 minutes to use that before turret plates are going to expire. There's a dragon spawning in 5 seconds, and he keeps baiting a recall? I hope that he's baiting a recall and not like legitimately trying to recall right now, because that wouldn't be great for the dragon and their overall health. Oath getting caught a little bit. A lot of damage coming through from High Awesome. Zolo Bomber hits him with the double bandage toss, and now High Awesome on the board, and so is Start Gaming, and they're looking for the rest of this. The Tangle Barb land onto White Tiger. He'll trade back a little bit as he does take down the Amumu, but Cheese Swiss from the side finishes him off. Now the Cyclone coming through, starting to do some damage, and it's weird. Again, it feels like one at a time. People walk through and use their abilities, but it's going to benefit Start as they take the 2-for-1.
Yeah, Zolo was, I think, also wanting to base. I looked when you were calling it out. He was sitting on like 1800 gold before that dragon, so just really awkward timing.
Yeah, well, dragon aside, and we'll see what flavor of rift. It looks like a rocky rift this game. I don't have like a flavor. What's like a good earthy flavor? You're just gonna pull out a potato. Anyway,
No, uh, no.
no?
Although my brain wasn't thinking. My first thought was dirt.
Ah, yeah.
Earthy flavor. I took it a little too literal, but no, potato would have been a good answer. I don't have that. uh, oh,
Copium took an extra couple of tower shots, and now that might be an issue as Zolo Bomber's here. Hits the bandage toss into the Curse of the Sad Mummy. Hey, it's Matt. Oh, tried to steal the kill with the Winner's Bite, but just going to be the solo kill for the Zolo Bomber, and now they'll finish off B-Pots as well. The double kill for the Amumu, and gold's even now, despite the huge lane advantages. I guess really one big one in top lane and the small one in bottom. Oh no, Tiger may be in a little bit of trouble as well. He hits the knockback, but yeah, Gwensday no longer in the lead.
yeah. I mean, obviously that was like an Amumu Blast Cone gank, but from like these counter engages or like where some teams would have like an opportunity to like make a counter fight or anything, like RotM just kind of have to like just sit there. Like I think we're starting to already notice like the lack of CC or the ability to force a fight.
Yeah, Cheech walking in with the pillar, but that doesn't really deter Start from what they wanted to do. Now Oath continuing to bully a monkey up in the top lane.
I think the big thing there is like I think top lane is stabilized. Like there's no more, the CS lead's not changing anymore. Cheese is starting to trade back okay. And like once he gets his Divine Sunder, is gonna. I mean, this matchup will be a lot more playable, I think.
Yeah, for now we'll see how much Oath can get done. It's still a relatively healthy tower. Cheese is letting it take some auto attacks. If it gets low, you could start seeing Oath walk in and just hit it with Qs on cooldown. But I don't know how much that tower is worth in the grand scheme of things to him. Anyway, Rift Herald spawning soon is apparently an objective. And Tiger will also have to respawn soon as he gets taken down on a nice gank in the mid lane from... It was almost like high awesome ganking for Zolo Bomber, but it works out.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good amount of CC between those two champions, and it's also really easy to land. It's like, if you ever get caught there, you die.
Yeah, he did go for the Luden's Pulse as...
Yeah, like, isn't it Luden's Tempest?
Whatever. Same thing. The Luden's Damagey. Like, what does Luden's Tempest even mean? Like... I don't know. Oath is in a little bit of trouble. He gets knocked up by the Cyclone, and now there's like 4 or 5 people in there. Who can really tell?
Only one ult user, just the Cyclone. So that's huge for Start there.
Yeah, they still have a couple of circles left as they walk toward the Rift Herald. RTM not really able to make a counterplay anywhere. Maybe the Gale Force picked up by Copium. I haven't seen a whole lot of auction, but is Gale Force normal?
Kraken's
like I've seen
the main
Kraken.
one.
Okay.
I will say Gale Force is fun because it gives you one extra like way to Cheech going for this Rift.
Yeah, Cheech looking for the second Herald. Not going to be able to find it. Cheese Swiss will take him down.
Not the greatest timing there either. Like Dragon's up in 30.
Yeah, that one felt a little not great. Maybe not the timing to look for that. Not the. Yeah, I don't know. Knockback gonna land onto Matt. Tiger doing a little bit of damage. Hook gonna land onto Spectral, but there's no real way to follow up. Tiger has to try to get away from Zolo Bomber. Oath is here looking for the backline, but the counter teleport from Cheese Swiss as the fight's gonna really start to break out. Oath is really low. Cheese Swiss takes him down. The Pop Blossom just really slowing up the ascent of ROTM, and now Cheech isn't quite able to rejoin. The hook gonna land again from B-Pots. Now Cheech finally here, but not going to be able to find any engagement in the fight, and again find one kill, and they'll look for another dragon.
Yeah, I mean, once again, we're seeing just the difficulty of team fighting with RotM's comp. Like, I think Beepot's hit every single hook he threw there, and nothing came out of it. Like, there's a Braum that can step up and just tank it for his team. Like, if he hooks a Mumu, so what? Wukong's beefy enough now. He's Thunder. I mean, he's still down on farm, but like, he's still a fed monkey, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, picking up these couple of kills, I think, has been really valuable for him. If we tab over his gold, I bet it's even. Okay, he's 300 behind. Close enough. Yeah, like, there's no difference, effectively, in the gold count between him and Garen, despite the huge CS advantage that Oath was able to get. And now even grabbing that extra turret money, it's... Yeah,
Right.
it's just so
I
negligible.
mean, we also have to compare, like, what do you yourself were saying earlier, like, what do these champions do? I was like, well, Wukong is a really annoying backline threat that provides a good amount of AoE CC. Garen spins.
He do be spinning, though, and he spun his way to a tower in the top lane, so at least trying to keep that relatively even. It's a 2,000 gold lead right now for start, and yeah, Copium has to get away from High Awesome. Oh, the Tangle Barb's gonna land. That's a lot of damage, and he's got nowhere to go. The hookshot not even gonna land onto the wall, and High Awesome gets the solo kill, and he's on a rampage.
That's unfortunate. Swing doesn't land, doesn't use Gale Force. It's a little rough there.
I was about to say as well, like, we haven't seen the auction really get to do anything, really. He's been right-clicking minions the whole game, which, I mean, is fine, but it feels like he's got so much, burst and upfront damage that you want to see him get involved in things early on, get a couple of kills under his belt, and start, trying to push the tempo. And this is a rough one. It's only, 2,000 gold lead for start, but feels a lot bigger than that.
Right. Like, I mean, and their champions are still kind of coming online. Like, Xayah, well, that's a late game marksman. She doesn't, she's not like a 1-item powerhouse or even a 2-item powerhouse. She takes a while to come online. Wukong was,
Oh, Beatbots just walking right past Matt. Gonna land the hook onto Zolo Bomber, but again, Copium is here, Oath trying to spin and get some damage done. This fight is so disjointed, and now here comes Cheese Swiss looking for the big Cyclone. They'll take down Beepots to start off the fight. Copium on the backside gets stunned against the wall, and he'll fall. Oath falls as well. That's 3 kills. Oh, the big stun, though. Tiger trying to do anything he can to salvage this, but Zolo Bomber just tags him with a max range bandage toss. He's kiting in. He'll find one. That's better than I thought that would go on to Matt, but it's still not enough to really salvage that fight for RTM.
yeah, that was it. If anything, like, I was surprised that bandage toss hit. That was way too long.
Yeah, that did look a little extra long. He got that extra juice into the bandage. Really threw it. Amumu's been working out. He's got somebody like interested in becoming his friend, so got the gains. I still can't get over his model. Like, his model has been completely unchanged the entire duration of the game. Like, that is a model from,
like 2009.
2009. Yeah. Crazy to me.
I've been busting out Vancouver Mumu because
Oh
why
God,
use one chroma when you can use 4?
yeah, that skin is terrible.
Yes,
But it's so
exactly.
terrible that it's great.
Exactly. It's just a meme. Like, but it's
To be fair, it's not like he has good skins.
his like his Pumpkin Princess is the one that like Alex uses for the black guys. Like, that's a pretty good skin. That's about
Yeah, I
the
don't
one I'm thinking of.
know. Oath's gonna get caught here. He's
Ooh!
not actually that tanky. That was a really good hook. Well timed by Beepots to pull Zolo Bomber out of the bandage toss, but I don't think that's really gonna net them a whole lot. But nifty little Thresh play. You take those.
Yeah. Obviously complete control right now. In that river over to start. Oh.
Wait, you can just activate Stridebreaker while you're spinning. That's
Yes.
so dumb. I hate that. Alright. Dragon started up by... God, I need to stop saying that particular phrase. That's... I'm throwing that into the caster garbage can.
Ooh,
That's
got the
terrible.
Baron start for RotM.
Yeah, Baron...
I don't know if
Baron
they do
has
it very
begun.
fast.
But yeah, they
Yeah, they don't.
don't do this quickly. High Awesome has teleported to the top lane, and he's walking in, uses the clone to bait. The Pop Blossom only lands onto Oath, but it's done enough to scatter Gwensday to the wind. Now the re-engage from Cheese Swiss, knocking everybody up. In comes the Curse of the Sad Mummy, and they get torn through. Start will secure the Baron at the end of that one, and boy howdy, that was a little bit of damage that came through.
Oh yeah. That's the difference between like, you know, having a bunch of CC and not having a bunch of CC. Also, I was actually sitting on a bunch of money there. I think he only had like, no, I guess he wasn't. He only picked up a pickaxe after that death. It was just, he'd only had like the Gale Force and his Serrated, and I didn't know there's like how much of a difference that made in the lack of the Baron damage. But I think that's just an issue with that champion, is that he's like, he's a marksman kind of, but he's an assassin more so than a marksman.
Yeah, and this isn't flame, although when I say it, it's going to sound kind of flamey. But we haven't seen the auction ult a single time this entire game.
To be fair, that ability is useless.
Yeah,
it's just not a good ability. Like the rest of his kit overtuned, but then his ults, they're like well, balance his power budget by giving him like shitty ult. Right, should hire me.
Should they? How much you asking for? Let's hear the.
Enough to survive it with California inflation.
All right, so like 200.
Yes.
Boy. Yeah, not a place I really want to live. It'd be nice to visit sometime though. Yeah, this game just continues despite my wishes. Baron is on start. They're kind of 1-3-1-ing, but they only have an advantage in 2 of the 3 lanes, apparently. So it's a really lazy 1-3-1, and they're not getting anything for it currently. But now, you know, maybe they can get this inner tower. The cannon was trying so hard. I don't know where Tiger is taking that, but, you know, he did abduct the cannon.
True.
Yeah, Nico not able to get anything done down on the bottom side. This Baron feels like it's just stalled the game out, but that doesn't make any sense because they're like 6,000 gold ahead and should be farther ahead. That's a nice pull through though. Spectral trying to make a play. Solo walks up on Zaya and, you know, almost makes something happen. Cheese Swiss is going to take the tower in the top lane. That's the big prize from the Baron buff.
You have to give me a minute. My dog's been having problems tonight.
Yeah, Cheech looking for everything. The scatter that we can land on the Zolo Bomber as the fight finally breaks out, but unfortunately it's Beepots that's going to pay. Copium able to escape thanks to that heroic swing, but yeah, Tiger's going to get spotted. Oh, the knockback, just not quite the right timing there after the bandage toss, and Zolo Bomber continues to just live on top of the Syndra. They'll finish him off, and it's 17-3. The Baron is over, which kind of sucks if you start, but like, We're 27 minutes in, and they're breaking through inhibitors in the mid lane, potentially in the top lane after. RTM looking maybe for the re-engage with the hook. That's the first one that we've really seen Beepots miss. Did want to commend him. He's had a pretty good game on Thresh. It hasn't worked out in any way, but I'm noticing things, you know? You like to see it. Now the dragon's going to spawn here in 33 seconds. would represent Mountain Soul for start, and so naturally they're gonna back. High Awesome has teleport. It's not all bad. Yeah, I don't know. I'm looking forward to game 3. This one has been over for about 10 minutes in my mind, and so therefore here we are. Yeah, they're opening a Whataburger here in town, which I know is big news to some people. I'm still not sure. Anybody who is like a Whataburger fanatic, I don't know if we have any remaining. That was like a big thing when we went to Oklahoma the first time. I've had it twice now, and I thought it was pretty bad. And I want to know what you're supposed to get at the Whataburger to make it good. Because it's not the burger, and that doesn't make any sense to me, right? It's called Whataburger, and the burger was pretty mid. Not even mid. I'd go trash. Like, maybe not trash, but it wasn't great.
What I miss?
No one. I've been ranting about Whataburger for about a minute and a half.
Oh yeah, we've had that a couple times now, and it's. I mean, I'm gonna try it again once the store opens up here, like outside of like where I am.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. There's one opening in Independence too. So.
Nice. Yeah. No, I'll have to give it a try again. There's apparently some sort of like. I don't remember what it was. I was being told about. It was like some sort of like spicy sauce that you can get. That's like really good. I don't know.
Yeah, I kind of remember Scramble saying chicken, but it's called Whataburger. You'd think the burgers would be okay, but I remember them being kind of shit.
They were pretty boring. I mean,
Brahms
like,
was great though.
yes,
Shout out to
like,
Brahms. I wish we had a Brahms in Kansas City, but
true.
I'm sure they're listening to the Return of the Middle Sticks, RotM review or LAS Week 3. But yeah, start up by 2 touchdowns. They managed to stall the game out through that last Baron long enough to get up another Baron without anything happening in between. I guess that's not true. They got a Mountain
they got
Soul in
Soul.
between, but
Yeah.
also that was uneventful, so, you know.
I guess they're just playing for the end here. Like they're just walking down like the already like inhib down.
I
lane.
mean, what are they going to do? Like, why wouldn't they? I don't know what our team can really do about this. Oath is trying his best. He's spinning in the back line. Hook from Beepot's lands, but it just doesn't matter. It's kind of a disengage. There's the Absolver. It almost did something. Instead, unfortunately, Tiger is going to be the first person to fall in this fight. And Spectral is frontlining now as Zaya walking into Copium hits the Blade Collar or the Feather Storm, and then the Blade Collar immediately after. And yeah, there's only the one kill, but that's honestly enough. Now O3 joined, healthy again. Cheese Swiss is low. They're trying to find anything they can. Maybe, oh, there's the shutdown. The drive-by from Copium on the heroic swing is going to force start out of the base, and the game continues. All right, well.
Well, I guess I gotta crack this open.
True. I wouldn't mind eating dinner at some point, but
Same.
you know, apparently we just got to sit through these. Like, well, the first game was 39 minutes. This one, if it lasts 39 minutes, like I rule that we should just give a forfeit to start. Just call it a 2-0 at that point.
Even if start wins.
They can't close out in that amount of time with this. Like, they're
True.
up they're up 19-4. Oath does almost have a Flame Horizon, though. So that's really weird to get a Flame Horizon in a loss, but Copium's gonna get spotted here in the jungle, and that's not really where he wants to get found. Although Zola Bomber's walking in, he might just walk in for the greatest Amumu ult of all time. Instead, he only hits B-Pots with it, but they take down Tiger, they take down B-Pots. RTM gets caught a little bit too far away from their base, no help from the turrets coming through. Oh, almost the execute coming through from Oath, but it's a double kill for High Awesome. And now the game should finally end.
Right, I don't expect any Action Trundle 2v5 heroics here. Although they do have the Trundle plus like hookshot or heroic swing combo.
Yeah, plus you can like, he could bring people back to life if he does get the shutdown. Like if he gets a High Awesome, he brings 2 people back. Like the game could continue, but luckily it isn't. The Nexus is gonna fall for game number 2, and we're even. We're headed to game number 3. I don't want to say anything else about it.
That one just drug out forever, realistically.
I guess good job by ROTM dragging that game out to 33 minutes, but or 34 minutes almost. Alright, you ready?
I am ready.
I'm not. I didn't change the scoreboard. Okay.
Oh.
Oh, I also didn't load the player models. Okay. I didn't do like the bare minimum that I'm supposed to do. My bad. Okay. Now we're ready. Welcome back. Game number 3. RotM Gwensday and start gaming. Let's go. 3, 2, 1, go. You wanna do blue side again?
Yeah. I'll just stick to blue. Okay, on the blue side, we've got start gaming for round 3 of the Slugfest. We've got Cheese Swiss on the set this time, taken away from Oath. Zola Bomber on a new champion for the first time. He's on Jarvan. High Austin is on Oriana once again. And we've got Spectral and Hey It's Matt on the Jinx Rel combo.
And on the top side of the rift, wearing the red health bars, are Return of the Middle Sticks Gwensday. In the top lane, Oath will be playing Shen. Cheech the Marine on a Mumu as he's going for the invade. The White Tiger, 211 in the mid lane playing Echo, and Copium and Mint B-Pots in the bottom lane playing Tristana and Braum.
So yeah, Zola Bomber lost his Amumu.
Yeah, I would assume that would be a set first pick to take it away, followed by the Amumu counter. Which is kind of interesting that you would prioritize those champions in that order, but yeah. I don't know. We'll see what Cheese Swiss can do on the set.
Do you have chat off?
I can see the chat. Yes, we're
Okay, okay.
correcting grammar in the chat. Excellent commentary from both sides there. Man, Solo Bomber got the shit beaten out of him by that buff.
Welcome to clearing his Jarvan.
Yeah.
He hasn't ganked yet. Where's the level 2 Jarvan gank?
Apparently not in this particular game. He's even skipping over the Raptor camp, which is kind of interesting. It is warded, so might be playing a little sneaky on Gwensday, thinking that he's going for the full clear, but he's going for 3 camp instead.
Do you ever see a Jarvan full clear? Like,
It's not very good, but you know, he's kind of baiting it by that. I don't know. I'm trying to find something interesting to say, because these early games have not been particularly interesting.
right. And like, I mean, there's nothing there. I mean, there in theory should be nothing happening mid. Echo's gonna, well,
Take little chunks out of High Awesome.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Yep. Totally wasn't just gonna press Q through the minion wave.
Yeah.
There's the Jarvan level 2, or I guess level 3 gank.
Yeah, level 3, he hits the EQ. Oath still has Flash if he needs it. Gets a little body blocked on Jarvan. Now has the Spirit's Refuge just to make sure that he stays alive. That is Spirit's Refuge, right? Just
Pretty
make
sure
up
yes.
a name. Okay, cool.
No, I'm pretty sure that's it. Yeah, that's it.
And Bard's is Caretaker's Refuge? They're both refuges.
I mean, as I say, I'm pretty sure I know Shen's Bard. I don't.
Bard's
know. I don't
Caretaker's Shrine?
I-
The little
I-
heal things.
Yeah, I
Because
don't.
his ult's Tempered Fate. But anyway, Zolo Bomber is back. Oh, Oath had teleported back in, and now getting cut on the minion wave. Cheech flashes in for the bandage toss. They hit it onto Cheeswiss, but Tiger's also here looking to hit the W. Cheeswiss is low. They're just going to bop down on Zolo Bomber. He's low, and it's first blood for Oath, and Cheeswiss in trouble as well. And the boys have made a play in the top lane. The 3-man squad for Return to the Middle Sticks finds 2 kills.
It's kind of a tragedy there. Zolo Bomber missed he did his EQ backwards on his second one there, and they double killed there for the RotM squad. I was almost concerned there. Like, I wasn't watching the full map and just saw Cheech flash in. I'm like, wait a minute. It's like, Shenamumu doesn't have this. What's the point? Oh, there's an Echo here. That always feels good to get money on Echo early. Wait, did he teleport top? He hasn't bought anything, but his teleport's on cooldown.
Yeah, that's true. It's a mystery. We'll never know. We could replay, but who would want to do that? Beepots is going to find Zolo Bomber on that bottom Scuttle Crab, which is kind of funny, trying to chase him off. He's got Cheech in his back pocket. Like, Jarvan can't be here right now. Whether he knows it or not is something else. RTM not willing to go for the 3v2? I can't see what's happening with the crab. The crab is more interesting than this. Okay, RTM
Copium
got
gets
it. Okay.
Thanks, Director Cam, for letting us watch the top laners punch each other.
Yeah, I've never seen top laners punch each other before, but that crab. Not important. I mean, it kind of isn't in the grand scheme of things, but, you know. I'm gonna hype it up.
Got yourself another early CS lead in the bot lane.
Yeah, Tiger has items now. So that's nice.
Yeah, Orion has level though.
Oh, Oriana has level 6 and forces Tiger's flash out. Meanwhile, the EQ gonna knock up Beepots. That was an awkward little dash by him. They're gonna follow up with the Rel combo. Beepots is low, but not quite enough damage to finish anybody off now. The zap lands. Copium just standing his ground, continuing to auto on the Tristana. He's got the extra attack speed from his Q, but that's really all that's benefiting him. Tiger looking for it, bopping forward with the Q, and Cheech plus Tiger have enough damage to take down High Awesome. And Ori just holding his flash, you know?
Playing for game 4. Saving it for then.
Yeah. 3-0 for Return to the Middle Sticks. This is a nice early lead. There's been some action. This feels pretty good. I like it.
Yeah. I was a little worried there that this was going to be a repeat of the first couple where it just takes a little bit for anything to happen. It's like, oh no, this is a game of what, 5 for you now, so you're probably like feeling it a little bit. I'm coming in a little bit myself, like not that I've had the extra 2 games, but it's just like,
Yeah, I just really like seeing Cheech get involved early. That's something that we haven't seen so far from him yet, is just some early action on these junglers. But already 3 assists under his belt. Just wanted to shout him out for a good early game so far. God. Rel clearing pink words is so painful. I feel that in my bones. Not quite as bad as Jin, but it's up there.
Yeah, at least Jin, you can do it from range though. Rel, you have to be on it.
Yeah, Cheese Swiss gonna go ahead and take him out of the Caretaker's Refuge. Oath very low, has to flash the Haymaker. Nicely timed on the flash as he stays alive, and now maybe a little bit of danger, but he's got his Stand United available. They could make a play toward this bottom side if they wanted to. Oath has to be careful though, not to walk too far forward, especially when that W is back up. Ooh, Winter's Bite not quite gonna connect over the wall there from V-Pod. Scopium might have been in range to make something happen. And yeah, now onto the Dragon for Return to the Middle Sticks. That feels pretty good. Again, with the Stand United available. Look at where Zolo Bomber is, though. He's up on the top. He's disconnected. All right. There's the... That took a long time for them to pause. Dragon going to be taken by Return to the Middle Sticks off of the unpause, and it's 1,500 gold lead for them early and the Dragon advantage.
This feels good.
But yeah, he stood in River for a long time, and then he had enough time to walk from River all the way back to his blue buff before they realized that he disconnected.
I don't know if that says anything about what them like communicating with their jungler or just how he plays, but I guess that's how it is.
Yeah, Cheech trying to sneak in. I don't know if he got spotted. Yeah, he definitely did. Okay.
Yeah,
Just a little too early on that one. But Zolo Bomber may be here for the counter gank. Oh, Cheech wraps all the way around. He hits the bandage toss directly. He's got no fear. They're straight in. They take down, hey, it's Matt. Zolo Bomber throws him into the jacuzzi, but there's nothing really happening as Copium jumps forward. He gets the kill. He bops back out. Double kill for Copium in the bottom lane, and 5-0 for Return to the Middle Sticks.
Yeah, nicely done down there. We got a little bit of alcove gaming. Honestly, I don't know if it's talked about ever, like on our stream. Like, what are your thoughts on the addition of alcoves?
I think they're a good meme. That's about it. I don't know that they give like a significant interesting gameplay loop experience. So I don't think that they're particularly valuable, but they're a good meme. They're a really good meme.
Okay. I was just curious. Like, obviously, like a play like that wouldn't have been able to happen without the alcove.
Yeah.
I mean, he could have just walked through lane, but like they would have just maybe backed up.
Yeah, I really like that Cheech just... He saw himself get spotted on the ward, but he knew that they didn't have time to react, so he just went straight in for the bandage toss. Also, Spectral kind of slow on the cleanse, meant that, yeah, didn't really work out for him. But Oath and Cheese Swiss just doing top lane things. Oath's doing pretty well in this trade. Was that a flash? What was that? Okay.
That was Chief Push West.
That was a really delayed flash into walking forward into the ult. And yeah, Oath is just winning that trade. But unfortunately, the regen is much better for Set, so he's got to continue to pressure. Now he's got the Caretaker's Refuge, but there's the W again. It's hard.
Top lane gaming.
Yeah, it's a rough life for Shen right now. He doesn't quite have enough damage to completely bully, but enough to win trades, so it feels good. Tiger gets spotted by Zolo Bomber. They're looking for the dive now. Immediately onto him. That's a good combo. The flash taunt into the W from Echo. Now they're trapped in the jacuzzi. High Awesome's here. They get the callback from Tiger, but he's got no mana to continue following up. He's got to get to the cone, but it's just not there. It's a shutdown for Zolo Bomber, and turns it around a little bit. 2 for 1 down there. Now the flash forward looking for Copium. He's going to get the stun onto Hey It's Matt. Now the turn from Beepots. They're looking for Spectral as the rocket jump forward. They get the stun on the Braum passive, and Beepots finishes him, unfortunately, with the auto attack. But again, nicely done by the bottom lane here for Gwensday as Copium and Beepots making their presence felt.
Absolutely, it's been consistent all 3 games. They've well, I mean, they've had the advantage 2 of the 3 games. The 3rd game was Akshin, where he's not really a bot laner, and even then they were still even and slightly ahead in farm. So
Yeah, they were still slightly ahead. We take those. Cheech is gonna just. That was a rocket. Why was there a rocket? Anyway, there's a Rift Herald being dropped, and that'll secure first tower for Copium, Beepots, and Cheech down here in the bottom lane. And the snowball's kind of on. It's a 4,000 gold lead at 12 minutes for Wednesday, and Copium jumping in before the Flame Chomper's arm, looking for Spectral, not quite able to finish him off. He flashes forward looking for the auto, but unfortunately cancels it. They get the second charge from Shelly, but Tiger gets the double stun on the W. Cheech finishes him off. Zolo Bomber's low. Copium's in. He Goomba stomps forward. He trades himself for the 3 kill.
wow, like as the tower shot's connecting, gets into range to get the last auto attack.
High
off.
Awesome able to finish off Cheech as they're continuing the dive. Tiger finishes off the tower, and they're looking for the redive. They've got the shield from Braum. Oath not really able to join. He got interrupted, I'm thinking, on his ultimate at some point during that. Now gets ulted back in by Cheese Swiss, but he's got the Caretaker's Refuge looking for the taunt. He's got the flash available. Beepots is killing a ward in bottom lane. Oath is in. Does he have the taunt? What does he have? He's under tower. Oh no, Oath! He's fine. He's got the shield. Cheese Swiss now on the offensive, but he'll get slowed down and not able to continue the chase. Why are we still watching? This is scary. I don't like this. Oath, why are you here? Oath, go back. Oh no. Oh no, the Jinx rocket from downtown for Spectral finds the kill. Zolo Bomber, Matt, and Awesome are on the dragon. They'll take it down to even up the dragon count. Cheech now walking in and walking back out. Analyze for me so I can rest.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like, pretty successful early part of a dive there from the RotM bot lane, with Copium sacrificing himself to kind of pick up the triple kill and make Jinx do a click back there. But then kind of overstayed for that turret.
Oh,
Which
Tiger?
disrupted tempo.
Oh, he just hit that Haymaker in time, but Tiger should be able to finish him off. Uses the ult just for a little style point there from Tiger, and he'll get the solo kill up in the top lane. He'll be able to clear out that wave as well. And I wanted to highlight really quick before somebody buys and ruins this, but you've got 3 mythic items on the side of our TM, and you've only got 1. And previously 0, Oriana had just back for start. So anyway, you can continue with whatever you want.
No, I mean, that covered the basics of it. Obviously, the top lane is scrapping out, and we got to see the unfortunate suck my dick rocket, as you say, finish off Oath.
Yeah, now you can even see the pressure still from Gwensday as Cheech is just taking away the Raptors. I'd like to see some more deep vision from Gwensday when they get the lead. I think that's maybe something else to look at, is while they have this lead, just continuing to press forward and look for more and more plays. But as it is, backing off, respecting the squad that's built up here from start all of a sudden. There's no neutral objectives coming up for any reasonable length of time, so we should stall out here for just a little bit.
Well, maybe.
Yeah. I haven't seen anyone in chat recently. Is anybody alive out there? Tell me.
We're all just.
Tell me how you're doing. Maybe we're all just dead inside, and that is acceptable, I think.
The last comment was from a confused Ezreal main thinking they played Leona.
Oh, true. Those are basically the same champion.
Woo, top laners fighting.
once Oath finishes this mythic, he actually like starts hard winning. But until then, just gonna be nothing really happening. But Tiger split pushing up on the top side, looking for some turrets. And yeah, 3,500 gold advantage. There it is. There's the Sunfire cape. You got the double Sunfire. That's a rare sight in this day and age.
Yeah, I not really a tank player, but like I don't know if there's like any like one super good tank item anymore. Like I think RotM maybe has it at a point where like you can actually just make a decision.
So I think Frostfire is objectively the best, but it's not great in this particular game, where Amumu and Shen just kind of want to live and deal more AoE damage, which is what Sunfire affords you.
Right.
Yeah.
Curious
I
to
guess
see what
there's a
White Tiger goes
meaningful
here on-
choice, maybe. But
I'll be curious to see what White Tiger goes here on the Echo. Just as I actually haven't played much of him recently, but like still kind of like a connoisseur of weird stuff on Echo and just playing that champion in general.
Oh, Shockwave gonna pull in
nice
Copium.
buffer.
Yeah, that was a nice buffer. He didn't get interrupted out of it. Didn't have to burn his flash or his heal, so you take those.
And red buff and life still up to full.
Yeah.
If anything, the timing of that shockwave might be unfortunate because Dragon will be up, I think, before that shockwave. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. 25 seconds to go on the Dragon. Oath and Cheese Swiss. Yeah, you can see the Sunfire Cape actually starting to meaningfully stack up damage against Cheese Swiss. Oath is, above 3/4 health. Cheese Swiss is almost dead. Beepots, ooh, not quite able to find that winner's bite. Oath not quite able to find the taunt. Unfortunate. Just a little short on those forms of engage. Although they found Matt. I hit down on my keyboard, so we panned away a little bit. But Matt in a lot of trouble. He's very low. One more auto would finish him off. It's actually the burn from the red buff from Copium that does finish him. And now the Cloud Dragon started up for Gwensday. Tiger over the wall looking for Zolo Bomber, just kind of zoning everybody off for the time being. Still 4,000 health on this dragon, so it's not super meaningful. Did that blast cone just spawn? Or has it been there the whole time and I missed it?
I think
Anyway.
it just spawned.
Oh. Beepot's just no fear. I don't know why, when I would be comfortable after that dragon, just walking in to the battle bush, but yeah, Tiger looking for the dive a little bit. He's got his out button if he needs it, and doesn't need it as Sheila crashes into the tower. RTM has taken down 4 now on the game, and will get the charge into the 5th, I imagine, before this is all said and done. Oh, that was close. They almost got it, but not quite in time for start.
Yeah, and now, I mean, Baron is coming up here in just a couple moments, but I don't think there's any like early plays going to be made for that one. Hopefully this game doesn't stall out again for a little bit. Like that lull in action, like this was, maybe we're just spoiled for the first half of this game.
Yeah, I mean, I always think it's funny our very amateur definition of action, where it like 1 kill a minute, and we're like, it's kind of a slower game. But 1 kill a minute in professional game would be like, oh, these teams are just going at it. This is LPL.
Right? Are they confused? Is this a scrim game?
Yeah.
They're just limit testing.
Sorry, I had a yawn come
Same.
through. Snuck in. That's not a comment on how exciting I find the Shen set lane. Although Set now is giving it back. I don't know exactly what changed about the dynamic here. But
He has his Gore Drinker now.
okay. You would think the Bramble Vest would kind of help out with that, but it didn't really. Potts is going to get caught. Gets Flug and Drug, if you will. He's going to get the Jarvan ultimate, or the Shen ultimate in. The big shockwave, though, from High Awesome. It's not doing a huge amount of damage, but the crowd control just keeping everybody just static. Cheech is able to trade that one back. It's 3 for 3? 2 for 2? People have died, but now the jump forward, Copium finds that one. It's a triple kill for Tiger, and Copium cleans up one on the back of it. So ROTM wins the fight that I thought was that I was gonna call was even. I'm a mess. I'm sorry.
Inhib tower going down. And that opens up like a lot of options here now, because now you can start looking towards like pressure towards Baron. You've got 2 minutes, so that Inhib will be down when Dragon comes back up. Not that that Dragon is super meaningful, as that's just Dragon number 3. But now you've got options.
Yeah. Tiger looks like it's going for the Lich Bane second. Gonna hunt some Liches.
It looks like Tristana's a couple hundred gold off of being able to afford her Infinity Edge. So maybe the game does slow down just a little bit for her to pick up that item. That at least is an understandable and pretty meaningful spike. Although, Stark doesn't want to slow down.
That was weird. Okay, well, Shockwave gonna pull in. Copium's gonna fall. It's a shutdown going to Zolo Bomber. Now Oath may be in a little bit of trouble, but in comes the collapse from Tiger as he assassinates Zolo Bomber back. Matt is very low and he'll fall eventually to Oath. Beepot's just continuing to auto in. That's a decent ult from Cheese Swiss, but not quite able to find it. Cheech just wandering in. He's got his Curse of the Sad Mummy available, only rooting up Cheese Swiss, but a big haymaker finishes off Oath. Cheese Swiss does fall to the Chrono Break from Tiger, and that's two for 3.
2 for 3.
The start was so weird. So Copium did like the short hop out of the Jarvan Jacuzzi, but what the weirdest part was so Jarvan EQs over the wall, and then ults, and then breaks the ult and starts walking forward for the auto attack, and then he yells Demacia. Like the audio cue was so late.
There we go. Tristana on the 3-item spike. Well, is Jinx that? Yeah, no. Jinx is still not even done with her Lord. She's not even close to that Lord Doms yet.
Yeah, High Awesome is very dead. Tiger just walks through for the assassination and scoots boot back out the other side. Jarvan could do nothing about that one. Dragon spawns and
Yeah, there shouldn't be a contest here. Even with the Mumu not having smite, like it should just be gone. They will just have to kind of like have someone tank a Jinx ult just to be safe. Although I don't know if you want just the Mumu Braum doing it.
they'll do it eventually. Maybe.
Yeah, eventually.
Smite will come back up. Then it's not an issue. Tiger is just trying to finish off this tower up in the top lane. Gonna get pulled in. A lot of damage coming through. They actually saved the tower. That's kind of impressively timed, but hey, it's Matt gets the kill. Gets a little shutdown gold for himself. Like having a strong rel. Copium trying to manage his distance, now able to rocket jump away. Beepot's keeping him safe. Did a lot of damage to Cheese Swiss, but not enough to worry him in any significant regard. That inhibitor's down in the bottom lane. I don't know exactly when that happened, but...
That was after the fight like a while ago. It'll be up here actually soon.
I guess I do remember that. That was a while. Yeah, 20 to 10. We just have a lot of football scores. That's kind of nice. You know, the numbers just look more normal.
You just been watching a lot of football here recently, just on the mind.
I have been, yeah. You know, it's kind of fun.
Alright, where is... Okay, Echo's mid.
Something I don't like is Cheech ruining the synergy with him and Oath. Bought an extra cloth armor.
Yeah, how dare he.
Also has killed an extra minion, so that's unfortunate.
Looks like Gwensday starting up the Baron.
Yeah, Gwensday definitely trying to. Tiger playing a little linebacker there. Another football reference. And yeah, Cheech is looking for the engage. looking for that Curse of the Sad Mummy, gets pulled back out by the set ult. Already Jinx is just down. Tiger walks into the backline and assassinates him. It's a double kill for Beepots with his ultimate. And now Cheech looking for the bandage toss, hits it onto high, awesome. Shockwave gonna try to forestall everything, but it's just not there. Copium, ooh, just dodges out of the WQ, gets hit by it the second time. Luckily has the Shen ultimate to keep him safe. And now he's gonna look for the end, potentially. They're walking toward the bottom of the base. Tiger already has teleported in ahead of the rest of the squad. It's just Hi Awesome and Hey It's Matt, the two, nice greeting names. Tiger gonna have to work on this inhibitor first, though, as Copium, Beepots, and Cheech are working on the mid lane inhibitor turret. Spectral's respawn, so this isn't gonna be the end of the game, but yeah, gonna be 1.5 inhibitors for Return to the Middle Sticks, and they can return to Baron if they want to.
They can return to Baron. They can start setting up Vision again for Dragon Soul. Like, while it is a Cloud Soul, not super game changing with their team comp. Like, it still is nice to have for Shanna Mumu. Like, we've got that up in a minute and a half, or I guess it's a little bit longer than that. Any other major items coming in? No. Echo's got 1300 in the bank.
Yeah, Zanya's Hourglass is pretty big.
I thought he already had the Zanyas.
Well, now he's got a Blighting Jewel, I didn't ever mention this. Yeah, Cheech continuing, they both bought the No Magic Mantle, but then he bought another Cloth Armor. Terrible.
Oath appears to be a little bit in danger here.
Yeah, Oath trying to 1v4, do his best tall guy impression, but not going to be able to do a whole lot there. He gets thrown into the jacuzzi. That's a lot of time that he bought with his W, but will eventually fall, and that's a big pick right before a potential Baron fight. I was going to say right before the Baron spawns, but it's been there the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there is a Baron play here. Like, the start just doesn't do it quick yet. Jinx isn't at a point where she, like, melts it.
Yeah, they're looking maybe for this Cloud Dragon in 50. They're going to spot Tiger out with the Sweeper, force him to phase dive back over the wall. They don't have Copium currently, so can't look for a fight even if they wanted to 4v5. I wouldn't recommend it, at least. You could look for a 3v5 fight, but you probably
they can start looking for it in a couple of seconds here, like once Copium groups up, because you got the Stand United on available. Oath is alive now, so RotM does have the option to pull the trigger. But for now, it looks like we're doing the good old Nayram.
Yeah, now 16 seconds on Cloud Soul. RTM rolling toward it, and we'll see if this is enough to make Start Gaming fight. Tiger just zoning with the parallel convergence. And yeah, Dragon gonna get started up. Cheech gonna pull it out. 7,000 health on the bad boy. As Copium starts chunking through it, and they're just in no position to really contest. Yeah, gets smited before Jarvan's even in range. EQ gonna get the big knock up onto Copium. He's so low, so is Tiger on the backline. Our team needs to try to reset this fight, but the Chrono Break is big from White Tiger. He gets a big ult, but Spectral is untouched on the backside of this fight. It's kind of fallen apart for Gwensday, and that's actually a pretty big team fight win for Start. Tiger is alive on the backside. Gets spotted on a ward. He has to be really careful about a Jinx Rocket. Wait, Oath is just ending the game. He's got one Nexus turret down, working on the second one. He'll finish that one off, but now the recalls have come through from High Awesome and Spectral. He'll get collapsed upon by Hey It's Matt, and he'll eventually fall. So the backdoor double Nexus turret take by Oath, continuing to put pressure on Start, who have not killed a single turret yet.
Yeah, decent team fight for Start. Obviously a little bit late to the Dragon itself, but again, talked about it earlier, Cloud Drake is not the most impactful, especially in combat. It just lets you create combat opportunities sooner with your ults. So look at the Stand United, that's almost up again. Just trying to think of that fight, and Copium took a pretty good amount of damage from Jarvan, and then took a true damage Facebreaker there from Set. This is Facebreaker, right? That's W? No, it's
W's
the
Haymaker.
Facebreaker's the E, that makes sense. That makes sense.
He do be breaking faces, though.
Still no actual Baron take in this game.
Yeah, we fought over it twice, I think, but haven't been able to actually secure it. Oh, almost caught Solo Bomber there with the bandage toss, but not quite to be there from Cheech. Tiger walking back up. They're setting up really heavily for this Baron or Gwensday and need to try to finish off this game relatively shortly before anything wild happens. Zolo Bomber is just chunked through. He can't enter the pit right now. Tiger intercepts the Jinx Rocket even. I don't think that was intentional. Now Zolo Bomber in. He heals back up. That's a really good smite by Cheech. That was an opportunity for Jarvan to steal. Tiger able to escape back out of the backside. Copium is still relatively healthy. He's got a triple kill. He jumps forward looking for Cheese Swiss, and it'll get finished off by an auto attack. It's the full house for Copium and White Tiger, and really they're the two stars of the show this game anyway. So 30-16 should be the final kill count. We'll see if anybody respawns, but Gwensday will roll through the base. GG's in the chat. It's 2-1 series win for the boys and a 2-1 game match score now for Gwensday. Well, that's a good start to the week, and we'll have Crowstorm and Darkwind, the two plat teams, on Monday. We'll see if they're able to give us the big 4-0 week. What's more important, though, tomorrow, I think he said around 11:20 is the approximate start time. For his first match will be Aikido on the Legends of Runeterra stream. So he's facing Yamato in the first round of the bracket. And yeah, go support the Legends of Runeterra World Championship and go cheer for Aikido, please. Because
Yeah, absolutely.
it'd be, I mean, it's already beyond insane that he's top 8, right? So.
Right. I mean, maybe don't spam the copy passes. Pretty sure there's some bots that are stopping that unless you're lane. But
I mean, go get banned in the chat.
yeah.
Go get banned for the boy. Whatever. But make sure to support him tomorrow. Again, I think tentatively scheduled for 11:20 a.m. for game 1. They've been really behind though, so I would expect it to be after that. But if you're ready at 11:20, he'll be ready for you. And then yeah, Monday night we'll have the plat stream. Crowstorm in the books already. Darkwind's playing right now, so hopefully they're doing all right. But that being said, again, thank you for joining us. Thanks Oath for casting with me earlier. Thanks Winged for coming in for the second series. And we'll see you guys tomorrow in Twitch chat, but we'll see you Monday back here on the stream. Oh, there was a copy pasta. I just missed it. I never saw it. It's supposed to say, damn, I didn't miss the office hours with Vaughn. Yay.
One of the teams in our division just added a Diamond 4 62% win rate player to their team.
Neat. We're gonna go raid.
Level. Holy, there's no way this guy should be allowed. Silver 4 finished last season, level 118 account.
We're gonna go raid Legends. Go watch him, I guess. Bye.